Isn't it, Brownie?
It is, yeah. I mean, we've actually been given some coffees today. So that spoon is because we get given a pot of coffee, and I made them and I left a spoon there. But today we've had some takeaway coffees brought in, and they're stone cold. Honestly, Shackleton would find it uncomfortable in here. Let me tell you, it's that cold.
Well, look, the teams are out there.
I've come well prepared.
You've got all your layers on, Curbs. That's quite
We're getting
right.
older, see.
Well, look, the teams are out onto the field of play now. Let's find out if the Pirelli Stadium is a little bit toastier than what we're experiencing here in South East London, because I'm going to hand you over to your commentary team this afternoon, the wonderful Terry Smith and Greg Stubley.
17, Mark Hell.
Thank you, Charlotte. Well, I don't know about toast here, but we're doing okay. It's a quite a decent afternoon here in Nottinghamshire. It's not raining. It's not that cold. It's chilly without being freezing, I think is probably fair to say. And yes, the pitch doesn't look in great condition, but hopefully it will stay decent enough with no rain that we can get a decent game of football on here. And Greg, I mentioned it to Michael Appleton before the kick-off. Do you see this as some sort of platform, given what's happened in January?
Well, first of all, when you said it's not in good condition, I thought you were talking about me for a second.
Well, as well, obviously. Yes. It's good for your age, though.
But no, you're right, too. I think it's a strange feeling amongst the club at the moment, because despite the run that the club's been on without a win since November, it certainly doesn't feel that way in terms of the new bodies coming into the team who will be raring to go, full of confidence. You look at the side today, especially in midfield, you've got Coventry, Backinson and Dobson. Feels a lot more solid for Charlton to try and defend. I mean, our defensive record's awful. We know that. 2 clean sheets all season is an example of that. And games like today are going to be a bit tough. You know, Burton Albion will look to set pieces, will look to load the box where possible. But it's certainly a test for a Charlton team that has some new faces. Freddie Ladapo up top is a huge boost to this Charlton team that hasn't really found scoring goals necessarily the issue, but certainly maybe killing off teams when ahead has definitely been one of the reasons why Charlton have struggled to grind out a win of recent weeks.
Well, it's the Addicts who will get us underway here at the Pirelli Stadium, with Charlton all in black, attacking the goal to our left-hand side, which I think is where your camera angle is. And we are underway. As Charlton send the ball, or try to send the ball down the left-hand side, but the immediate ball forwards blocked off from Coventry. Now it's sent forward looking for the run of May. Intercepted by Brayford. It's away for a Charlton throw. Tayo Aiden comes forward on the left-hand side. With Ladapo coming short. May also offering himself, but the ball goes back to Thomas, who in turn guides it back to Jones. Maynard Brewer on the edge of his area, but Jones looks for Ness on the right-hand side. He's going to be pursued by Hugel, the Manchester United loanee, but Charlton retain possession. Coventry steers it back to Maynard Brewer. And now Jones takes over in the central position, out to Terrell Thomas. Eden further down the line, but everybody pointing that the safe ball is back to Jones. And again, he's put under pressure. Illegal pressure, according to the referee, from Bennett. Charlton have a free kick taken quickly into Conor Coventry, who's in that base in front of the back three. Out to Thomas, trying to send Eden on his way, but that ball falls blocked off by ex-Addict Oshalaja. Charlton, though, in the shape of Thomas, regain possession. And now it's out with Ness on the right-hand side. Still in the Charlton half, backing inside to Backinson. Across to Jones. Charlton remaining patient here. Thomas once more. Now Eden comes short for it. Tayo Eden into the Burton half, up towards. That's a lovely dummy by Ladapo into Backinson. Backinson trying to send May on his way. Maybe offside here, maybe. Leaves it for Ladapo, saved away, and then May with the shot cleared forward. And May now offside. He's querying that decision, because was he offside at the second attempt? He certainly was when the ball was sent through, but he didn't touch it. Ladapo got the shot away, saved away by Crocombe, and then May was there for the rebound, and that's when the flag went up.
Yeah, I think the decision for the assistant, he raised his flag early because Malfi May makes a run towards the ball. So at that moment in time, the assistant referee feels he's interfering. You're right, he doesn't touch the ball. Ladapo is in the end has the shot, which is going wide, but Crocombe still made the save. But early on, you see the movement of Ladapo. He's dropping short, knows there's players behind, and like the fact that Backinson's up next to them as well. Maybe Backinson was maybe a little bit guilty of taking one too many touches, made the run slightly earlier. was definitely in an offside position, but bright start from John.
I think that interfering is probably the reason the flag went up, although he didn't touch it. Certainly would have been in the eye line of the defence. As Burton send the ball back to the keeper from the throw-in. There's a little flick on the outside now from the keeper's kick, which looked like it's gone out of play, and indeed has. Just inside the Charlton half. Eden with the quick throw back to Jones. 2.5 minutes, nearly 3 minutes, I beg your pardon, into the game. Still scoreless here at the Pirelli Stadium. Ness will take over on the right. Ball forward. May in that little pocket that he's coming to, then trying to send Watson away down the right-hand side, but that got blocked away, but he gets the ball back. It's with Ness on the right-hand side. Ness now sending it long, looking for Ladapo, and makes the run, but ball doesn't find him. Backinson in the middle, wins the ball back for Charlton. Tayo Eden comes inside, gives it to Connor Coventry. Coventry with Dobson to his right, found via a little touch from Ness. Dobson across to Jones. Jones got Terrell Thomas in a bit of space on the left. The run coming in from Backinson into that channel, but the ball will be too far in front of him. Runs out of play for a Burton throw. Backinson applauds the attempt, and it's a good run from Backinson, stretching the Burton defence on this left-hand side. It's a throw-in, which Moon will take.
Yeah, Burton's similar formation to Charlton in the respects they've got 3 centre-halves, 2 wing-backs in Caprice and Seddon. Midfield slightly different. Bennett will play just alongside Hugo, but might drop in as well up top. Definitely so far, looks like Burton Albion are happy for Charlton to have possession. They'll be looking for the counter-attack. It worked well for them at times against Derby County on Monday night. But certainly Charlton so far in the opening 4 minutes have dominated possession.
Well, Charlton have it back again. Dobson won the ball back for the Annex from the throw-in. Went all the way back to Maynard Brewer, and now steered back to Dobson on the right this time. Watson in support. Ness take over again. I'm quite happy to go back to Maynard Brewer into the Charlton area. Ness asks for it back, and he has it indeed on that right-hand side. Inside of him is Coventry. Backinson comes short, but Terrell Thomas is further left. Tayo Eden just inside the Burton half on the left-hand side. Ball inside to Benson. 1-2 with Backinson, in fact. Oh, and that's a late challenge coming in there from Bennett that wiped out Tayo Eden, and he's going to find himself in the book as a result.
Well, that's out of frustration, purely because Charlton have dominated possession so far, and Burton Albion haven't really put a challenge in at all. There's no question about that being a yellow card. He's slid in, he's late, he's caught it. And
I can't believe the Burton Albion bench are complaining about the yellow card. Probably one of the more blatant ones you're going to see in a while. Absolutely cleaned out Eden. We're lucky that I think Eden probably saw it coming a little bit and managed to ride it a touch.
It's a really late challenge, looking at the replay we've got on Charlton TV, but certainly I'm encouraged by the fact that Eden was looking to take the ball further forward. It's not really a criticism, but Charlton so far haven't, apart from that pass that found Ladapo where he dummied it, haven't really looked to go forward as much in that final third.
Manager Martin Patterson urging his side out as Charlton play it back. Jones goes across to Ness. Watson outside of him, and a little bit of space to move forward. Dobson ahead of him. It's George Dobson inside the Burton half. Turns away from trouble, not once but twice. He's got Backinson to his left. Backinson with Eden outside of him on this left-hand side. Eden in the left-hand corner. Ball back into the penalty area. May with a little touch. Backinson with the shot, but he got underneath it. It bounced. In fairness, maybe in his defence, it bobbled just before it got to him, and he couldn't get over the top of it. It's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, it does exactly that. The ball's bouncing. Can't get over it. Backinson, he was trying to guide it. He doesn't hit it with power because of the ball bouncing in that nature. But it was nice football. Really good play from Eden. I like the fact he got to the sideline and was looking for a ball in and didn't rush it. He waited for movement. Made intelligent little run just to drop back and was aware Backinson was behind him. And even though the finish lacked any sort of quality, that the build-up play was good.
Goal kick, which Jones meets. The header then comes back in from Powell. Bit of head tennis, which goes all the way through to Tanae Watson, who clears it up field looking for May, but it's won by Caprice. Caprice, some Bennett on this Charlton left-hand side, and Oshalaja looking for it, but Terrell Thomas tidies up back to Jones, who swings it forward. A little flick on from Ladapo. May trying to turn, but Brayford is there to send it back forward. Oshalaja can't control the little flick out from Hugel. There'll be a Charlton throw.
And that's what I expect Burton Albion to do, those balls in the air. They'll look to compete. They've got a lot of decent-sized players. Oshalaja playing midfield. He played for us at centre-half, being a prime example. A tall back three.
Sort of found a home for himself in midfield as Ushalaja since leaving Charlton. And he's on the ball now with a header into the inside. Dobson challenges, it will drop to Backinson. Does well to just control it and release Ness away on the right-hand side. Tanae Watson further right. Just inside the Charlton half. Goes back to Ness. In forward to Coventry, then out to Terrell Thomas, trying to send Eden on his way down the left-hand side, and Eden could catch up with this. That's a lovely touch from Teo Eden. Goes past Caprice into the penalty area. Is he taken out on the edge of the 6-yard box? May is convinced, Eden is as well, the referee isn't. But Terrell Thomas meets the ball that it was cleared away into the path of May, who's then pushed over. That looked less likely of a challenge than the one in the box, if I'm honest, but the referee not to be moved has given Charlton the free kick, but that's all.
Yeah, my first viewing was I thought it could have been. It's great work from Teo Eden. It's been really encouraging so far to see him bursting down that left-hand side, and looks like he's enjoying that role so far for Charlton. Might get a better angle here as he kept the ball in play. Little dummy, there's not a contact there, and then Caprice steps across, and it's whether Caprice gets a touch on the ball or just wipes out Eden, but referee feels it wasn't enough. One for the studio to look at half-time. Charlton have a free kick nonetheless.
Maybe the referee felt that although the Burton player put his foot across Teo Eden, the contact was minimal and maybe instigated by Eden, but it's a big call. Now we have Coventry over this free kick, 10 yards outside the left edge of the penalty area. Swung in, Jones is there, but can't guide it goalwards, and it's away for the goal kick.
That's a chance, Tel. It's a wonderful delivery from Coventry, beats the first man, and Jones looks unmarked. He gets ahead of, I think it's Helm who's marking him, or maybe Jasper Moon, and maybe he's just trying to get his body position right to head the ball. It looks like he maybe runs ahead of where the ball ends up being. Yeah, gets underneath it and tries to head back beyond him. So I think that's a decent chance. I think he's unaware of the space he had. But a wonderful ball in from Coventry.
Slight delay in the game as Ushalaja does a little bit of adjustment to his attire. Obviously feels it's too warm out there because he's taken one of his tops off. The goal kick now comes away, drilled down the middle. Watson with Hugel, who gets something on it, but Ness is behind and clears it forward. Alfie May will challenge with Braceford, who gets the header. Backinson looked like he was leaving out of the way there, but the referee's playing on as the ball runs to Eden. Now he's realised there's no advantage. Charlton have a free kick just inside the Burton half on the other side of the centre circle. Quickly taken by Coventry into Dobson. Tries to go back to Coventry, but it's sold him a bit short. And Bennett can take over, run straight into Tanae Watson, to Terrell Thomas, who's gone down feeling his shin.
Yeah, he might have stepped across in there, Thomas. It's actually similar to the Charlton penalty shout, in truth.
Could have been given as a free kick, it wasn't. And, the throws back by Charlton, and Coventry guided across to Tanae Watson on the right-hand side. Running forward, a little bit of space, nothing immediately ahead of him. So it goes back inside to Coventry. He's going to swing it across to Terrell Thomas. So it's got similar amount of space on this left-hand side now. Bennett coming across. Ball forward looking for May, but it won't find him as Moon gets his head there. And then Caprice goes back to Moon and sends it forward. Jones underneath this gets a ball forward, which Caprice wins again, but Thomas underneath that. The ball again lifted up in the air. Oh, Brailsford's tempted clearance. Brayford rather. Swung back off the outside of his boot, and luckily straight to Crocombe.
Yeah, any sort of football on this left-hand side of where Charlton attack and Burton Albion's right from a defence point of view is not going to be pretty. The pitch down here, you might be able to see on the cameras, it's really thin, the ground, so it's cutting up a lot. So don't expect any pretty play on the halfway line on the left-hand side in front of the technical dugouts.
Backinson and Sweeney swap headers. It's dropped to Hugel. Challenged by Dobson, challenged fairly according to the referee. Just a little shoulder charge off the ball, and Charlton had possession back again. And it's been a story of the half so far. Charlton possession, a huge amount of chances created by either side. Eden has possession on the halfway line on the left-hand side for the Addicts. Swings it forward, look at the run of Dobson, just too far ahead of him, and Crocombe right on the edge of his area claims. And now rolls it out to his left-hand side and Seddon. First time Seddon's really been involved in a match in the opening 12 minutes. Ball forward to Hugel, looked like he might have been offside. Linesman unmoved, and that's good work from Ness to get back in front of him and guides it out of play for a goal kick. Good defending by Lucas Ness.
Yeah, I don't think the rest of the Charlton defence pushed up. Terrell Thomas was playing Hugo onside, I think he's explaining that point to Terrell Thomas, saying you've got to push up, because Ness had pushed up and Hugo would have easily been offside.
Charlton played out. It's with Watson. He gets Seddon in the way. Deflects back to Ness. Wipes it forward. Won by Moon. Header forward to Bennett, and he's taken out by Dobson, I think that was. And, Bennett has stayed down. And, I think Burton Albion will be curious as to why the referee hasn't shown a card to Dobson as he did to Bennett. Didn't quite see the challenge, so whether it was a similar one, off too high for the ball, but he certainly stayed down, Bennett, and he's not looking very happy at all.
Yeah, that will hurt. It's going to be quite a firm surface.
Straight in the thigh, was it?
Well, Charlotte said pre-match there was a game here last night. Leicester women playing Aston Villa women, so the pitch hasn't had a lot of care. I think if it wasn't for that game being on, this one might not have been on either. I think Leicester donated some kit to get this game on as well, but I didn't like the fact that the ball went up to Bennett and he was allowed to control it. It was a poor touch, and Dobson trying to get back fouls him in the end, but
I think it was knee on thigh.
It's almost like we were happy for Bennett to have it there. And, I looked at Thomas and looked at Jones, and marking no one. There was no one beyond them, and I felt it was an opportunity for one of them to push out and stay with Bennett.
It's a free kick to Burton. I think maybe if Dobson's foot had been higher, then maybe that might have been a booking, but it was just a knee. And free kick here. It's maybe a little touch left to Powell. Powell takes the shot, superbly blocked by George Dobson. And it deflects out here to Caprice on the right. Although Backinson challenges Caprice. And Caprice sandwiches the ball between his knees. And Charlton do have possession back. It's a lovely header from Dobson to release May. Ladapo ahead of him, still Alfie May. Now Ladapo, edge of the area, takes an instant shot to the left-hand side of Crocombe, who's down and saves.
Yeah, just lacks a little bit of power. I thought May might have released that slightly earlier, but I think he was concentrating, making sure the ball was carrying with him, because Ladapo made a lovely run initially, and just lacked any sort of power in the effort, but decent counter-attack from Charlton, who's showing a little bit more aggression and trying to win the ball back. When that ball came out, there's 4 or 5 Charlton bodies trying to get forward.
So Charlton fans are in voice away to our right-hand side. 500 or so made the trip. Backinson challenging with Oshalaja. A stray arm in there across the face of Oshalaja. It's resulted in a free kick to the home side.
And these are the moments that Burton Albion will be looking at set pieces. They'll be sending bodies forward, Charlton with everyone back. On the flip side, Burton Albion conceded a goal on the counter-attack against Charlton on Monday night, where Mendes Lang set up Barkhausen. They'll be wary of that.
Powell with the free kick, 10 yards or so inside the Charlton half. On the right, swung in, Backinson with the header away, but it drops kindly to Burton on the edge of the area. It was Helm in there, and the ball knocked back into the area, but I think there's an offside flag. But just for a second there, Helm inside the area, went down under a challenge, nothing given, and then the ball back into the area. Didn't see who was exactly offside, but the flag went up. Charlton will have a free kick roughly to the left of the penalty spot. We've had a quarter of an hour just coming up, just gone, and it's still goalless here between Charlton and Burton Albion. Ball forward. And let's go straight out of play. Be a Burton Albion throw halfway inside their own half on their left-hand side.
Yeah, so far it's been okay for Charlton. Kept some good possession. No real chance of note. Ladapo's shot there that just now, that the only thing really Charlton have had to worry Burton Albion about. From Eden maybe having a potential penalty shout, but certainly encouraging signs for Charlton, especially from regaining possession and keeping the ball's been a lot better.
And Burton have another throw further down the pitch, and they'll have another one as well as Jones puts the throw in out of play with a header. This could be a long one. You know, Moon possesses a long throw, and indeed all the Burton Albion players bar Caprice are going into the Charlton penalty area. Are going to wait for this Moon long throw into the box. Hugo on loan from Man United, right beside Ashley Maynard-Brewer, and he's got a frame on him, Hugo, but the throw-in defended away by Ness. Now May back there helping out the Charlton. He's going to try and guide this out. Gets the ball off of Bennett, I think it was, who's the furthest forward for Burton. It'll be a Charlton throw, 5 yards or so away from the right-hand corner flag, inside the Charlton half. This will go down the line with this throw. Looking for Watson, can't get there. It's headed back in by Helm. deflected away. It'll be Seddon this time, launches it forward to Hugel, who gets something on it and then goes down, claiming an injury. But it's Coventry who steers it out for Charlton to Teo Eden on the left-hand side. Coventry catches up with him, a little 1-2 between them. And pressure from Burton Albion forces Charlton backwards to Maynard Brewer, who's also under pressure. Gets it back out to Thomas. Charlton trying to play this ball out. Thomas, good ball inside to Backinson, over halfway. Backinson with May running ahead, as is Ladapo. Out to the right-hand side is Watson. Watson into the right-hand corner of the penalty area, drills it across, cleared away by Brayford. Picked up by Dobson on the right-hand side, looking for support. Still outside of him is Watson, now found by Coventry, tried to feed it into his run. But he just went behind him, and it's away for the goal kick, and that's a shame, because Charlton looked like they had some momentum there.
I've got to give credit to Terrell Thomas, because that was a ball back to him by Maynard Brewer that left him in an awkward situation inside his own half. He had Bennett breathing down his neck, and he had the ability to bring it past Bennett, and a lovely ball to find Backinson. He took a chance by slotting it beyond Oshalaja, and then Charlton were able to build. Initially, Alfie May and Ladapo made runs that put them in an offside position, so Backinson continued to drive forward, spotted Tanae Watson. There were options in the box, and it was a good bit of defending in the end to prevent a potential Charlton goal.
Grokam's goal kick is headed out by Caprice. It'll be a Charlton throw, which Thomas takes quickly into the feet of Jones, edge of the area. Goes across to Ness on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Watson further right. Little touch inside to Dobson. It's under pressure from Powell. Goes back to Ness, who in turn goes back to Maynard Brewer. Ness gets the ball back on the right-hand side. Ball on the floor along towards Ladapo, but he can't control it. And Oshalaja takes over. Ball inside to Sweeney. Out to the left and Seddon. Lifts the ball into towards the Charlton penalty area. Bennett's close, but that's a good header away by Thomas. And can Watson complete the clearance? He does via Dobson. That's a good ball out to Ladapo on the right-hand side. Ladapo trying to stretch his legs. Ball into May, leaves it to Backinson. Backinson back on his right foot. Back to Dobson, who sees Eden away on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Dobson wants it back, so does Coventry, but Eden holds on. Now Dobson has it just behind him. Tries to swing it across to Watson on the right-hand side. Watson has to control it, and with that, has to go backwards. And it's back all the way on the half-lane line with Jones. Coventry inside the centre circle, trying to get away from Bennett. Dobson in support on the right. Little ball forward to Watson, who's come inside. Back to Coventry. Charlton retaining possession here. Coventry, ball forward to May. Little touch into Ladapo. Ball back to Watson, who'd stayed central. Out to the right is Ness. Nobody wide right, so Dobson has to come back inside to Coventry. Little touch to Backinson. This is good football from Charlton. Can we pick our way through the final third? It's a lovely touch from Watson into the run of Dobson. Is he taken out by Sweeney? Yes, he is. And Charlton have a free kick right side of the penalty area.
Yeah, Charlton have to try and stay patient, but equally they need to drag Burton Albion wide. I like the fact that Dobson's made that forward run. On the left-hand side, I saw Coventry make a forward run, and Backinson's been quite lively as well. Those are the moments where you break teams down. But Albion have got plenty of bodies back. They want to see Charlton pass it around, and Charlton were doing that nicely. But it's a matter of finding those runs, and Dobson makes it, and Sweeney just trips the back of his heels before he gets to the ball. Good opportunity for Charlton, the free kick.
Coventry on the right-hand side of it. It's about, I'd say, 5 yards outside the penalty area, either way, both from the touchline and from the edge of the area. Coventry over the ball. Burton with every single player inside the penalty area, and only Hugel as a one-man wall. Charlton leaving Dobson and Eden back. Coventry drills it across. Alfie May makes a space and takes the shot, but it's over the bar. Nicely worked free kick, but May couldn't add the finishing touch.
It's a brilliant, well-worked free kick, and I have to give credit, I think it's Seddon who actually does stay with May in the end. Just enough to put that little bit of pressure. May's disappointed he's not hit the target. I think Seddon initially loses him. And, yeah, to be fair, there's a good opportunity for Alfie May. Watching that back, he's got ahead of Seddon. Seddon's not got closer. I think from our position, Eli Seddon had got close enough, but Alfie may be disappointed he's not hit the target.
Crocombe with the goal kick away. Jones will challenge with Bennett. Drops to Watson, who sends it forward. Easy header away by Bennett to Seddon, who swings it high and forward, asking Hugel to pursue it away down that left-hand side. Ness comes across, but Hugel has possession. And ball, unfortunately, though, we're in a fairly low position, so we can't see the line on the opposite side. According to the official over there, ball went out of play for a Charlton throw. Quickly taken by Watson. Gets it back and gives it to Coventry. Ball forward to Ladapo, controls it. Backinson available inside. Terrell Thomas on the overlap. Eden further on the left. Just had to check his run as the ball forward. It bounced horribly in this very difficult surface. And he's trying to get past Caprice, who manages to nick the ball off him. Burton send it forward. Jones underneath this, heads it sideways. Hugel will pursue it and gets his header to it, looking for Helm. Out to Seddon, who has to go backwards to Sweeney, who in turn goes back to Crocombe. I will be handing you over to Greg Stubley very shortly as the ball forward to Hugel again, who gets something on it and flicks it into Helm. Helm coming towards the Charlton penalty area. Jones comes across. Helm with a shot and scores. The first real shot that Charlton have had to deal with. There's a flick on from Hugel, which released Helm on the left-hand side, worked his way into the penalty area, got onto his right foot and steered it beyond Maynard Brewer to give the home side the lead on 23 minutes. And sadly, it's the worst time possible. I'm sorry, Greg, to hand it over to you.
Well, it's just the ball forward from Crocombe, but again, defensively, Ness goes to run with Hugel, and that allows Helm in behind Tanae Watson. Jones comes across, maybe a little bit slow to react in the first instance, but it's the fact that it's just a ball forward from the goalkeeper, a flick on from a striker, and a player's got an opportunity to have a shot on goal. It's so simple. You can't come away from home and defend like that. Charlton have been on top the first 20 minutes without really creating too much, in truth. But all that hard work and that effort in that first 20 minutes has been undermined by a simple, easy goal to score. And as well, I say easy goal, so it's a good finish from Helm, cutting inside on his right foot. Finds the far corner. It's a wonderful finish, but to be presented that opportunity will leave Marco Appleton furious. And it's Charlton in possession, 1-0 down now after 24.5 minutes. Ness inside to Coventry. Ball forward looking for May. May touches down to Dobson. Charlton looking to react immediately as Backinson on the left-hand side will find Eden. Eden, low cross is testing for Crocombe, who watches it all the way and gathers.
Yeah, you want Charlton to react as quick as possible. It's a head-scratcher. I said for the opening 20-plus minutes, Charlton have been largely in the ascendancy, as you say, Greg, without a couple of half chances. May's over the bar, Backinson's over the bar, and that penalty shout. But then the first time, really, that Burton Albion go direct and at us with that flick on, we look a little bit susceptible.
Jones with the header forward to Ladapo, back to Backinson, who looks over the top towards May. It's an awkward one for May to control. He gets something on it, but as he was pedalling backwards, he couldn't get his body across, and now Joe Power the ball forward. Ness heads to his right towards Tanae Watson, but that's out of play. And Burton will have the throw. Certainly from a Charlton perspective, lots of question marks as to how Helm, returning to the side for Burton, was able to get on the ball and then allowed to cut inside. Ness with the header forward. Dobson gets something on it, but Oshalaja look long towards Bennett. Down to Hugel. He'll go for goal, but that's straight at Ashley Maynard Brewer.
Again, header on, flick on, shot. So, as direct as you need it to be, but effective.
Dobson for Charlton. As well to open up his body to find a bit of space, and now Thomas has got space to look forward for Charlton. Eden back to Terrell Thomas. And now Jones inside to Coventry. Movement's good ahead of him, but Burton Albion do well to get bodies back and put pressure on the Charlton man as Coventry forward towards Ladapo. It's a good idea. Ladapo does well to get his body across, and now Thomas advancing forward, goes back to Backinson. And further back to Jones. To his right is Ness, as Charlton still in possession. Watson. Jones once more. Burton happy for the Addicts to have possession, but Charlton will need to find a breakthrough to get back into this game.
Yeah, Backinson had the ball. He was pleading for somebody to come and offer him something, and nobody did. Thomas and Eden had gone forward. Needed somebody to come short.
Backinson looks for the run of May, who's offside according to the assistant referee. It's a wonderful finish from Alfie May, and it's a shame.
Interesting to see that again. Yeah, just ran a tad too early, perhaps. Nice finish, as you say, but I think he knew the whistle had gone.
Well, it's Burton's free kick. They're 1-0 up after 28 minutes. As Crocombe prepares to take the free kick. Will go long, looking for Hugel, making his first start for Burton. Scored Monday night against Derby, on loan from Manchester United. Is Brayford with the ball forward. Eden forward to Ladapo, who turns, slightly heavy touch, power with the clearance, and Charlton will have the throw on the halfway line. As Eden back to Thomas. Inside now is Lloyd Jones, and to his right is Ness. Slight switch from last Saturday, where Jones was playing on the right side. Ness was central of that back three. It's Lucas Ness on the ball again now, inside. Is Jones again. Burton have dropped even deeper. It's Dobson with the ball forwards. Watson made a decent run. It's towards his direction. Seddon defending to do. Clears it only as far as Coventry. Now Watson again. Inside to Coventry once more. Now Dobson. Across to Thomas, who's got space ahead of him. Now Eden looks inside to Backinson, and Oshalaja does well to read it, but Alfie May with a challenge, and luckily for Burton, Oshalaja was able to get to the ball, and Caprice clears. Terrell Thomas does well to get ahead of Hugel, but the pressure will force a Burton Albion throw in the end.
Yeah, Hugel did well because Thomas got to the ball first, but Hugel kept with him, managed to put him under enough pressure so he couldn't guard the ball forward. Just went straight out of play.
Throw comes forward. Jones wins the header. Eden flicks it on. Now Caprice goes forward towards Bennett, who wanted a free kick, nothing given. And Ness will calmly chest the ball back to Maynard Brewer. Rolls it out to Coventry. Space to bring the ball forward, but again, no real Charlton option ahead of him, so across to Jones. Now Terrell Thomas. Inside is Eden. Back to Thomas again, under pressure, facing his own goal, goes back towards Maynard Brewer, has to come out of his goal and clears forward. Brayford heads it away, only as far as Dobson, side to Coventry. Now Dobson again, volleys the ball, it hits Coventry, and luckily for Charlton, falls to Ness, who's under pressure from Bennett.
He did well there, Ness, because he was under a lot of pressure. And I don't know if Backinson called that, because the Dobson header probably more suited for Backinson, who was facing the right way.
Thomas forward towards Ladapo. Thomas again, ball over the top looking for Eden is a decent idea. Eden do well to get on the end of this, and he has done so for Charlton, but there's just a ball that goes in the penalty area and cleared away by Moon. Jones with the touchdown. Thomas towards Backinson. Nice ball, finds Ladapo on his right foot. Freddie Ladapo on his left foot goes for goal and is well blocked. Out to Terrell Thomas, who thinks about a strike and goes for it. And Crocombe makes an outstanding save. What a wonderful effort that was from Terrell Thomas.
When I saw Terrell Thomas shaping to hit that, I thought, oh, this could go anywhere. But it was arrowing towards that top left-hand corner, and it's an outstanding save from Crocombe to turn it away for a Charlton corner.
He was heading towards that top right-hand post. It was Ladapo who had the shot initially. And Crocombe with his right hand just stretched across and palmed it away for a Charlton corner. Coventry to take. Decent looking delivery. Backinson's there for Charlton, saved by Crocombe. Ness can't get on the rebounds. And another chance for Charlton.
Oh, that's another close one. It's a good shot from Backinson, well defended, and it's just behind Ness, who was trying to flick it, but he couldn't get there.
Dobson now with the cross in towards Tanae Watson. It's headed down in as far as May, whose strike hits Lucas Ness of all people. Jones forward to May. Again, another horrible little bounce ahead of him. The ball's up in the air. Ness flicks it on towards Terrell Thomas. Forward to Alfie May in a penalty area. May will go for goal, but outside of the right foot, can't hit the target.
You can see what he was trying, but it was good effort in the end, just wide. Charlton putting the Burton Albion goal under a huge amount of pressure, but still can't make that pressure tell. Good response from Charlton, but still a goal behind here.
It was, again, another good corner for Charlton, which is a positive that set pieces have looked better for sure. Backinson made good contact, but Crocombe reacted well, diving down, and as you said, Theo, it's just beyond Lucas Ness, who was in that 6-yard box. Charlton with 2 opportunities in quick succession as Crocombe with the goal kick. Bennett wins the first header. Oshalaja wins the second as the ball's still up in the air. Coventry with header forward. Dobson challenges with Seddon and wins the header. Dobson goes down, wanted a free kick, nothing given, and Burton Albion will play on with Helm. To the left is Seddon. Cross is well cut out by Coventry. Good ball forward from Lucas Ness. Releases Tene Watson. Inside is Ladapo. Goes back to Dobson. Charlton look to switch it. It's Backinson. It's Coventry to his left. Eden further left. Backinson to Coventry. Onto his right foot. Coventry low cross is awkward for Moon. And then Oshalaja clears it away. Terrell Thomas can't control the ball as Bennett brings the ball forward, and Thomas has just tripped Bennett.
Oh, that's a harsh yellow. That he just cut across him. I don't think Thomas could get out of his way. So I think that's a little bit of a harsh yellow. I mean, it's certainly a foul, no question. But I'm not sure that Thomas knew much about that.
There's a yellow card for Terrell Thomas. Burton with the free kick, and they will send bodies up from the back again. Joe Powell hasn't seen a lot of the ball, in truth, for Burton. Does have a good left foot. We'll look to take. Powell looks for the diagonal ball towards the far post. It's headed on by someone. It might have been Brayford in the end. It will be a Charlton goal kick. 35 minutes still. Burton Albion 1, Charlton 0.
Michael Appleton will be scratching his head a little bit. So Charlton, I haven't seen the possession stats or the chances stats, but I think the home side, the visitors, Charlton will be significantly higher than the home side, I suspect.
According to my app, it's 76% possession for Charlton as it stands, but the difference is that goal. And Burton have the ball through Oshalaja. Good pressure from Connor Coventry. It's Moon inside to Brayford, and Coventry's there again, makes a challenge, but falls to Powell. Out to the left to Seddon. Ball forward is cut out by Tene Watson, up towards May, but Brayford's there again for Burton, and now Sweeney. Long ball forward. Jones will collect. He goes long as well, but touch from Sweeney. Again, it's a bit end-to-end at the moment. Coventry headed forward again. Another shout of handball not given.
The Charlton fans
clears out of play.
Most of the shouts come from the Charlton fans in reaction to the home fans wanting a couple of handballs in quick succession. And Charlton fans just taking the mickey by shouting the handball there. And again, as Sweeney picks the ball up to take the throw. I should correct myself, actually. I think I might have said we were in Nottinghamshire before. Nottinghamshire, but we are in Staffordshire, actually.
Yeah, different.
Occurred to me a little while ago.
As the throw comes in the penalty area, Ness clears it back off of Hugel. Could have gone anywhere, and it has fallen to Hugel. Being forced out by Lucas Ness. It's ball back towards Seddon. Challenge from Tene Watson. And Seddon will leave this for Moon. And up come Burton Albion bodies again.
Yeah, another long throw, Moon. I'm surprised he didn't take the last one, actually. This one's going to be arrowed in towards the Charlton 6-yard box.
Moon with the throw towards the near post. Tene Watson with the header, and then May clears forward. Power with the touch. Ladapo and May apply pressure, but Caprice will look for the diagonal ball across towards Brayford, who wins the header. Down towards Bennett. Challenge from Eden is a good one, and now Dobson looking to turn. Might have been fouled in the process, he was. Charlton had the free kick.
I think that might have been a bit generous, that one, actually. I think Dobson was already falling. But Charlton not going to complain.
Jones to his right to Ness as Charlton look for an equaliser. Today Watson, risky ball inside to Coventry, but it falls to the midfielder, and now Thomas. Under pressure from Bennett. Goes back to Ness. Sorry, Lloyd Jones, should I say, who has Ness to his right. Jones instead will go back to Thomas. Down the line to Eden. Again, the ball just bounced up awkwardly and never looked comfortable there, Tayo Eden. Burton Albion have possession back with Powell. To the right to Bennett. Ball inside is beyond Oshalaja, and Charlton will have it back through Coventry. Coventry looks for the ball over the top towards Alfie May. It's a lovely looking pass. Crocombe steps out of his goal, and his brave goalkeeping to clear it away, only as far as Tane Watson on the halfway line. Now Dobson inside to Coventry. Again with runners forward, no one dropping short. Coventry trying to ask teammates to make movements as Eden inside to Ladapo. Lets the ball roll, and Ladapo to his right is Watson. Ball down the line to May. Watson wants it back. Coventry behind. Watson went for the cross and is well blocked by Seddon. Watson inside to Coventry once more. Finds Dobson. Coventry looked for the run of May, but they weren't on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's good football from Charlton up to that point. Maybe just that little killer pass, the one Watson tried, was well blocked by Seddon. And then Coventry tried that killer pass, but unfortunately Alfie May was on his heels. Going to be a lot of frustration at half-time if it stays like this. It's been a half. Charlton away from home haven't been good. They've certainly played some decent football at times, but again, that one lapse in concentration is a summary of the season, in truth. Backinson with the header forward. Dobson gives chase, and it's awkward for Moon, who pokes it forward. Terrell Thomas does well to step across Bennett. Forward towards Eden, who's barged in the back by Caprice. Yeah, Eden did well there, just protected the ball. Caprice had nowhere to go but through Eden to get to it.
I think Tayo Eden would be happy when he's playing on the other side at the moment.
I think you're right.
Charlton take the free kick, and Lloyd Jones in possession for the Addicts. 40 minutes gone, still Burton Albion 1, Charlton 0, Pirelli Stadium. Ness to Watson, forward towards Dobson. There was a slip by Sweeney that took out George Dobson.
That should be a free kick. I mean, Terrell Thomas got penalised for a free kick that was unintentional, and that was unintentional as well, but still Dobson was fouled.
Thomas with the header. Calm play from Coventry to get it down to Ness. Now Jones. Back to Thomas. Now Eden. Inside to Thomas, and again Charlton try and build from the back. Jones to his right to Ness. Inside to Jones again. Forward to Coventry. And Jones, awkward ball out towards Backinson. Now Thomas across to Ness. Charlton building up from the back, and now Lucas Ness. That's a good touch beyond. Well, that's Helm who brings him down. That's another yellow card.
Well, he could have got two there, because he not only did bring him down, he then kicked the ball away. Quite easily got two yellows in one there. But I'd like to see Backinson get a bit more involved. He was at the beginning, and then he's just been out of the game a touch in the last quarter of an hour or so.
There's Dobson to take. And cross to Jones. And now Thomas. And now Jones again. To his right to Ness, and Charlton will continue to have it. It's Dobson forward to May. May tries to let that run, but doesn't quite find Ladapo. Now Burton will look to break with Oshalaja. Coventry does well to get back, prevent a forward pass, and now Powell with the ball forward. Ness is there. Dobson, back to Watson. Now, Jones. Forward to Coventry, back to Jones. Now Ness, Charlton need a spark here. Watson. Back to Ness. Jones again to Ness as Burton have not really applied much pressure inside the Charlton half. Coventry forward to Ladapo. Challenge comes in, but Coventry will get the ball back, and now Thomas. Ball just beyond him. Inside to Eden. Coventry is inside. Eden makes a run forward. Now looks for Backinson, edge of the box. Backinson controls. Backinson will go for goal, and it's just narrowly wide.
Well, it was a lovely strike. It was a good move in the end by Eden. I did think he should have passed the ball inside to Coventry, but he had other ideas, and he went down the run on the left, spotted Backinson inside of him, and made room for himself. Narrowly wide of that left-hand post. Well, right-hand post, sorry, as we look.
Wonderful effort.
Post, it is.
So very nearly for Charlton, who have had chances in this first half. Backinson who forced the save from Crocombe. Not too long ago as well, but it's those moments that aren't going for Charlton. It's Crocombe with the goal kick. Jones heads away. The Dapo down to Dobson. To his right to Watson. Watson, good ball forward, finds Dobson again as Charlton look for options, and then Dobson perhaps chooses the wrong one, going for the cross towards May.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he was actually looking for a crossfield pass towards Eden, who was in space on this left-hand side and just got it all wrong.
Burton to clear the ball forward. Wait and see how many added minutes as we approach the end of this first half. Crocombe with the kick high up in the air. Brayford flicks it on. Coventry, first time over the top. Probably put too much on that. And Crocombe steps out of his goal again. He's taking his time, the goalkeeper. She can't blame him, but wait and see as the fourth official has his ball. The ball forward. Again, Charlton don't win the first header. The ball's bouncing down. Touchdown to Bennett, and Watson clears it forward. Powell to left, only one added minute at the end of this first half. Ball in the box, looking for Hugel. Headed away by Thomas, and now Ness. It's beyond Seddon, who brings him down, and Charlton will have the free kick. Maynard Brewer comes out of his goal, and Charlton might just go long here. With only about 20 seconds remaining. Once by the time he's taking this kick.
I'm not sure where he's taking the free kick either. It's miles away from where it was, almost by the touchline, the actual offence, which I think Martin Patton's just pointing out to the fourth official.
And Brewer with the free kick, headed away by Seddon. Ness inside to Dobson, down to Coventry. Under pressure, does well to get the ball forward. May does superbly well to keep that in. Watson forward towards May, takes the deflection. Charlton with the throw. The referee's not happy with where it's taken. May takes it anyway. As Jones
That's very strange, isn't it?
towards Ness, and that's the end of the first half. A half where Charlton certainly dominate possession, but it ends after 45 minutes. Burton 1, Charlton 0. And it was Burton who scored through Mark Helm. Header from Hugel, just a long ball forward. Hugel headed it to Helm, who opened his body up and found the far post. Charlton have had chances to get back in this game. Backinson seen a shot saved by Crocombe and had a shot go narrowly wide, while Terrell Thomas had a long-range effort, palmed over the goal as well. But at half-time here, it is Burton 1, Charlton 0. And to go through that first 45 minutes, we'll hand you back to the Charlton TV studio with Charlotte, Curbs and Brownie.
Thank you very much, guys. And Greg is not wrong. We dominated possession in that opening half of football. 75% possession, in fact, yet we find ourselves a goal down at the break. Brownie, your initial assessment of that first half?
Yeah, shame really, because there'll be a bit of negativity because we're 1-0 down, and yet we shouldn't be really. The goal is defended poorly. And actually, we've had bright moments, I think.
Well.
Yeah, we've started well. We've had opportunities. We've got, I think, a decent penalty shout. And you know what I'm like? I think I'm quite fair on whether we do or don't have a penalty, or it should or shouldn't be. And there's a good shout for a penalty there, which might have made the difference. But sadly, this is the sort of story of our season in terms of we have this inability to be able to keep clean sheets. They've not done a lot wrong, the defence, but the actual goal is pretty poor. Yeah.
Cabs, give me your quick synopsis of that first half before we look at the goal and the talking points.
I think we started ever so well, and the attributes that Michael's looking at, the pace and the power, I think was shown in Beckinsale's opportunity, where I think he started the move and got on the edge of the box and had the shot. But our defensive failings have caught us out again. And when we look at the goal, when you're in this position and you're on the back foot, there's certain rules that everybody knows. And, if that's the case, then the way you defend it when you've been exposed, the rest of the team know, and that's when they're trying to get back to help. And I just think that the goal that we've conceded is a real poor goal.
We're going to look at that goal in a minute, but you would have seen the WhatsApp number come up on screen. Do get in contact with us here in the studio. Happy to pose your questions to Curbs and Brownie. Who stood out for you? If we need to tweak and change, where do you see those changes coming in the second half? Now, Brownie, there are only 2 teams in League One with a worse defensive record than us. It's a sickener, really, because I look at our defence and I somehow don't quite know how we ship the levels we do. Give me your analysis of this goal. Yeah,
the covering positions aren't right. So when you've got a back 3 and one of your centre-half comes out to challenge for a header, which you'd expect him to do, and doesn't win it, your covering position here, I mean, this is the trouble when you play wing-backs. They get caught a little bit higher, and it exposes your centre-halves. Now, I would engage a lot higher than that, if I'm honest. You don't want to back off to the penalty box. The whole point is, and you used to do sessions on it, when you see the whites of the D, you want to start slowing down. And that's when you want to, as you see the white of the D come in the corner of your eye, slow down, and you're trying to force your opponent on the outside, because a shot from the angle outside on the left, we've said it many, many times, results in a much smaller percentage chance of scoring. As soon as that, and his job as an attacker is to unbalance you, is to try and fake you that he's going to go outside, to then open up the space to go inside and score. If he does that, and it's a 1v1 battle, and you go, well, fair enough, the striker's done brilliant there, but he didn't have to do anything.
I think when we've said this before, the quick free kick the other week, and when there's danger, there's danger. So Nessa's missed the header, fine, but now we're exposed. So what's going to happen now? The wing-back's struggling to get back. Jones is defending it, but he's backing off, and he's keeping the distance 3 or 4 yards all the way, right? They must do their homework and they know who they're playing against, but the guy, it looks to me, the guy on the helm who scores ain't got a left foot. He wants to come on that right foot. He wants to come on that right foot. So Jones should be showing him down the line. Now, if he shows him down the line and he gets done for pace, right, he gets done for pace, he's still got to cut the ball back or run into the box, and other people can deal with it, hopefully. But he keeps it 5 or 6 yards all the way. Then when he comes inside on his right foot, he can't get anywhere near it. So what Brownie has say to you is, if you're exposed in that position, you've got to try and affect the striker. And by affecting him, come inside and make him go down the line. If he goes to go down the line and checks back, something like
you should still be tight enough.
Like what you see Sacco do on the other side of the pitch. Sacco goes there, he can check back, and it's very, very difficult. But we're talking about Helm, who it looks like he don't want to go back on. He don't want to go on that left foot. Show him down the line, make it difficult for him. All he does, he cuts back inside, and the distance is still 4 or 5 yards. I'll get my shot off, you'll get your shot off.
Yeah, and the point is, when you're engaging 1v1, and you've done, the point is you do a lot of work on the training ground, which is why you're able to defend in these situations. And look, for someone who lacked a bit of pace, you have to read the game quite quickly. And so if you're showing down the line and the centre forward ducks his shoulder and comes inside, you should be tight enough then to even like go to ground and make your block. Because if he's opened up the inside channel, he's trying to get his shot away.
I should say it again, because it's if we scored that goal, we'd be going, oh, well, great goal, Alfie, great goal. But then the opposing manager would be going, oh, my God, why didn't we...
We always have to counter that, don't we?
Yeah. But if you see it again, that was avoidable.
Well, I wanted to ask, because we've had plenty of WhatsApp messages come through, and we've had one from Martin saying we've switched off and it's schoolboy stuff. But to me, it wasn't necessarily an element of switching off. It was just falling short in those key moments. And have we seen perhaps the frailty of this system? Curbs, you mentioned the wing-backs nowhere to be seen, the centre-backs engaged, and then it's left us quite exposed.
Leicester's challenged for it, but he's been beat. But the way it's bounced down in between the centre-half, the first centre-half and the wing-back. But now we're in trouble. It's danger. So what are we going to do to get out of it? That's what I've been saying for some time.
It's a bit brutal as well, isn't it?
Right, yeah, but what are we going to do now to affect Helm? We're doing nothing to affect Helm. If Jones comes across a little bit more, show him down the line, He allows him to come inside and shoot. There's no pressure on the striker. There's no pressure on the ball.
It's not good defence.
It's not good.
In terms of distance and angle, it's about the opposite of what you want to see, if we're being brutally honest.
On the flip side of that, we were playing some really nice attacking football, plenty of passes in and around in dangerous areas. Their goal was so brutal, wasn't it? But let's look at our chances.
No, we started really strongly. And I think that all the attributes Michael's after, pace and power, we were seeing. They worked their way back into it slowly, Burton. But we got in some really good areas. Perhaps he snatched at that.
He had some better, don't worry. Tariq had some better opportunities.
Have a touch.
And we were seeing Connor Coventry on the set pieces as well, and we thought this was a really good opportunity from a set piece, Curbs.
Yeah. I mean, we've tried George on it last week, now Connor's on it. But I think it's a very good penalty shout. I think that the referee... This is the volley, is it? No, it's Alfie May.
No, we're going to watch the penalty afterwards, but we're going to see the offside with Alfie May, which we can't quite see the angle of it, but we thought maybe there's a shout for the 14 playing him on.
I've got to be honest with you. That's brilliant how they've done that, the boys in the truck, and that looks on, doesn't it? It does. I mean, we're not level with the line, but that would.
What a nice finish from Alfie as well.
Well, what I'd say is the positives from the first 45. I think Backinson's been terrific in terms of you just seen him drop deep, play that ball in for Alfie. He drives to the edge of the box. He's driven into the middle of the box to get on things. He's had the volley there. That's a decent save, and their keeper's been in good form actually. If you go back and look at the clips, the one player that sticks out like a sore thumb is the keeper. He's been decent for the last few weeks, and he's made a couple of great saves here. But again, you look at Backinson, edge of the box, looking to get into play. He's got a terrific engine. He'll go both ways. He'll drop deep to receive the ball. He can pass from deep. He looks to break into the box. It's a real positive. He's had 2 or 3 great opportunities.
We've had 4 or 5 chances there, and that's why it's so galling. We're one down from something that perhaps we should have defended better. But I think it's a penalty as well. We're talking about the offside, we're talking about Backinson's chances, etc., etc. I think it's a penalty because when he's challenged, Eden, you've got to see where the ball goes. That's what the referee's looking at. Where has the ball gone? And you can see that the Burton defender has not had a touch. So he comes inside. Where's the ball going to go? He doesn't get the ball, he gets the player.
Yeah, I completely agree. Brownie?
He gets the player.
Yeah, there is another angle. I don't know if the boys have got it, but there's another angle that shows it a bit clearer than that. And that, actually, if you don't make contact on the ball, then you're putting yourself at risk. That if you don't make contact on the ball and you make contact with the player, regardless of where that player is in his position, that's brilliant skill to get yourself in that position.
It's a penalty.
You've stepped across his line.
The ball's not moved.
Brownie, is that little sway there of you seeing that again on a slower one, or I know your body language very, very well. Are you changing your mind a bit?
I'm not changing my mind.
No, I know you aren't, Curbs. But we have had.
Can't go against AC, can I?
Absolutely not. That's one of the rules in
I'd
the
have got sent off there,
TV.
I think I'd have been out of the dugout. What referees, when it's like, is it a corner or a goal kick, etc., they look at where the ball's gone. And the ball doesn't deviate.
Yeah, he doesn't make contact.
He doesn't make contact with the ball, so he's made contact with a player.
And we've been in this situations a few times this season where the timing of that incident as well, we started the game so brightly. You just feel, particularly where we are in our form at the moment, if that had been a penalty, if Alfie then gets his 21st goal, the narrative and everything changes as well. And Matthew's got in contact. He's complaining about League One refs. He says we could have had 2 penalties. Matthew, do message us in and tell us what you think the other one is as well, because perhaps we might have missed that. And Eva, aged 8, says the pitch is terrible, but we are playing well. Fair analysis there, I think. Luke asks, what does the panel think of Coventry and Dobson playing together? Because that was perhaps one of the most interesting, not changes to, well, I guess it is a change from the formation, seeing Dobbo in such an advanced position, Brownie.
Yeah, I think Backinson's been the most advanced central midfielder. But Dobbo seems to be across on the right a little bit more, doesn't he? Dropping down alongside Connor Coventry. Connor Coventry kind of plays deep, but then will have a burst forward. Backinson's the one that seems to do both, where he'll go drop deep and get much higher and into the box. But yeah, I mean, I like the dynamic of that three in terms of it should be a really strong three. And you can't really argue against that first 45 minutes. We've been the better side. You can't. We've created multiple opportunities. We've been dominant in possession. We've had more shots on and off target. We've just come unstuck with one really poor bit of defending. So we shouldn't really get into too many negativities here, because I think we've, aside from scoring a goal, you can't do a lot more. If we play like that
again in the second half and we take the opportunity that comes along, then we'll be back in this game.
It always feels like we have stronger second halves as well, and certainly from last week against Peterborough United, the aggression, and I suppose there's a bit of a balance to be found as well, Curbs, between playing the nice passing style and movement of football, but also the physicality that you need to impose in games like this, particularly when you're away from home as well. Is that something that we might see a little bit more of in the second half?
And the venue. I think Eva's said about the pitch and the stadium. It ain't like playing here, is it? Or Derby or the bigger clubs, Wigan and Bolton, etc. You're going to a ground where you know you're going to be up against it. Probably the dressing rooms are too small. It's all them sort of things that go on. But I think Mike will be really disappointed with that. And I think when he sits down and sees the goal, that was avoidable, and perhaps with a little bit more luck, would have been 1 or 2 up ourselves.
Yeah, big half-time team talk, that's for sure. Well, look, let's move on now, because there is still time to vote for your favourite mural to go up at the Valley to celebrate our return back here to the stadium in 1992. Now, I believe you guys have perhaps seen these designs already. Am I right in that understanding? Or
I recall
have you had a sneaky peek?
I recall these. I think this was Curbs' favourite, I think.
So we've got 3 options. So these 3 designs have been put together by the Supporters Trust. So this is option number 1. They said we'd never return, but we have. Oh, look at the smiles on those faces. What do you make of that design, guys?
Yeah, no, I think I picked that one. Roger Alwyn, look at his face, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, the happiness in Roger's face, and he was the driving force, and supported, as we well know, very well by our supporters, our fans. That's a great shot. You can't deny that. In terms of capturing what it meant to our owners at the time and our supporters. It's a very good shot.
Let's look at design number 2. The balloons that went off. Home again, the Valley Floyd Road, my only desire.
Coming out in the corner, look. The porter cabins.
I mean, I think what that gives you a look back into is how we had to sort of reset the porter cabins, and look at the stadium now with a double end behind that goal, and the corners are filled in over there. So it does give you an idea of how much the Valley has been developed since we got back. But yeah, that wouldn't overtake picture 1.
Okay, so did you pick? Okay, let's see picture number 3 before we disclose who you voted for as well.
I liked, but it doesn't. Yeah, only because of the history of it. That is our all-time appearance maker, and Sam Bartram statue out the front. Look at the old standing terrace there. And look at that terrace, which was enormous, by the way. Like, if you didn't get to see it, you've been a bit unlucky, because it was an enormous standing area, and it's absolutely full to the brim. I love that shot, but yeah, it doesn't capture Roger Alwyn at the time, who was a massive driving force behind getting us back here.
So, am I right in thinking that you both would vote for image number 1?
Yeah,
I'll go for image number 1. I think it epitomises
just that smile,
getting back to the ground, and all the fans rushing through.
And a really good caption next to it as well. Well, look, supporters can have their say. All the details are available on Charlton Athletics Supporters Trust website, so do go and place your vote. Lee in Montreal asks if any substitutes need to be made, because I'm going to quickly return us back to the task at hand, which is a massive second half. Any changes for you, Brownie?
Not for me at the moment, no. Is it minus 16? Gavin Carter's texting today, and it's minus. He said you can't be that cold. It's minus 16 where I am.
Lee in Montreal, let us know what temperatures you're working in.
And I'm telling you, Gav, it is as cold in here.
Yeah, let's top up our coffees and let's get ready for a massive second half here on Charlton TV. I will hand you back to your commentary team of Terry Smith and Greg Stubley.
Yeah, thanks Charlotte, thanks Curves, thanks Brownie. Both teams out for this second half here at Pirelli Stadium, and no changes that I can see as stands. Nope, looks like we're going to be unchanged getting into this second half, and certainly feel, I agree with a lot of people there, the frustration from Charlton was very clear to see at half-time. The players coming off, felt like it was a half that they definitely shouldn't have been 1-0 down, but unfortunately this season it's been not the first time we've seen that or said that. It's Mr. Terry Smith alongside me.
No, indeed, and we need a second half, as we saw against Peterborough, in terms of the way we take it to the opposition.
We are underway for the second half. Charlton shooting towards the away stand to our right, and your right as you watch as well if you are on Charlton TV. As Alfie May with the ball forward. Caprice looks to head it back towards Crocombe. Left him slightly short. Crocombe had to step out and clear it away. Ball forward, Powell with a good touch beyond Coventry, who gets something on the ball. Ness with the challenge, but Powell to his left looks for Seddon. Challenge from Tanae Watson, but there's Powell to Helm, goal scorer in the first half. Powell with the ball back to Brayford. Inside comes to Moon. Ball looks for Hugill. It's a good ball. Looking for Oshalaja. Thomas steps across, and Burton looking to attack this second half, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know if that would suit Charlton, because Burton were quite happy to sit back and let Charlton have possession and then just hit us with the long ball. Not necessarily on the break, it's probably not quite the right phrase, but certainly exploit the long ball forward as they did to score the goal. It might suit Charlton if Burton actually opened up and came at us a bit more.
Throw's going to be taken by Moon towards the near post, headed up in the air. Coventry gets something on it, back in the penalty area towards Oshalaja. Watson's underneath it, it's come the way of Brayford, who scores. Charlton want offside, but I think the ball came off Tanae Watson. And John Brayford has given Burton Albion a second goal.
Well, it's just a case of not competing for the ball in the box. Ball sent across. And I think it's Tanae Watson, as you say, didn't deal with the ball in the box. I think let the Burton player he was trying to mark get goal side of him. And Brayford there to pounce. And the worst possible start for the Addicts. So the long throw comes in. It's flicked on. Not once, but twice. Launched into the box. It's Oshalaja there that seemed to get the better of Watson. Brayford just pounces.
Well, that is the worst possible start to the second half for Charlton, who's, again, defensive frailty shown just through a long throw. The Addicts will have to come from 2-0 behind. They're going to take anything from this game. They've got the ball with George Dobson, looking for immediate response. And some fans aren't even back in their seats from half-time.
Yeah, well, some of them are walking across as the ball was sent in, so I didn't get the perfect view of it.
Coventry to the left to Thomas. No option there, and has to go back to Lloyd Jones. Out to the right to Ness. Under immediate pressure, so he has to go back to Maynard Brewer. To Jones. And Thomas to his left to Eden. Inside is Coventry. Switches the play across towards Watson. Controls, looks to take on Seddon. Watson goes on the outside, the cross comes in, takes a deflection, and that goes out of play for a Charlton corner.
Yeah, the goalkeeper Crocombe's not overly impressed with that, but in fairness to him, the assistant on this right-hand side wasn't exactly in line when he gave the decision, so I have some sympathy with the keeper, but Charlton have a corner.
Coventry to take. May comes short for a potential quick corner. And the referee's not happy with the bodies in the box, so Coventry will delay his kick. Coventry swings it in, headed away by Powell. Dobson heads towards Coventry again. Looks for May. Ball up in the air. Powell lets the ball drop. Collects and clears it away. Dobson across a few goal. Might have fouled him. Referee plays on.
Had to be a foul.
Zedden to the left to Backinson. Backinson cuts inside, looks for the far post towards Terrell Thomas, but Zedden is able to let that ball roll out.
Yeah, it was a decent attempt, and Thomas wasn't that far away from it, but couldn't quite get there. But we need a reaction, and the mountain that we had to climb has just got a little bit steeper.
Crocombe with a goal kick. Ball forward. Backinson got a call from Jones. Clearance throw from Terrell Thomas might have hit a hand. Now look forward again. Sweeney underneath this and clears it out of play and out the ground.
He's heading towards Derby, that one. Just concentrating on getting his foot on the ball, nothing else.
Watson with the throw, back to Ness. Goes all the way back to Jones. Crosses Thomas. Ball to Eden. Looks forward towards Backinson, cuts out by Oshalaja. Looks for the long ball forward towards Bennett. It's all good for Terrell Thomas. The ball bounces. Thomas has to watch it all the way. He's done well in the first instance, Terrell Thomas, and he's done well to win his side of throw.
Yeah, it was no-win situation there for Terrell Thomas, whatever he tried. So he did well just to get the throw in, I think.
Thomas throws short to Coventry, and Thomas gets it back up towards Backinson. Layoff finds Eden. He's under pressure from two Burton players and wins his side of throw again. Eden throws backwards to Terrell Thomas, and now Jones. Up to Ness. This is Maynard Brewer behind him. Up to Ness again, who can step forward. Tanae Watson. Challenge comes in from Helm. Watson back to Ness as Charlton a bit more penned in the second half so far. Exchange of passes as Jones and Maynard Brewer, and it comes to Coventry. Now Ness with the ball forward. May will give chase. Crocombe again outside of his penalty area. Calmly down to Sweeney. He goes forward. Jones has got time to collect.
Yeah, got to give Coventry some credit for that ability to get the ball out there, because he made himself available, spotted that we were in a bit of a tight corner there in that right-hand side.
Eden back inside to Terrell Thomas. Now Lucas Ness. Dobson makes a run forward. Ness has got Watson to the right. I won't thank him for that pass as the ball bobbles along the pitch. Jones forward to Coventry. Nice turn. Looks for the switch of play towards Eden. Caprice is quick, gets the cross, but now the play it goes for Charlton throw.
It's a nice idea on the pass, though. Just a fraction short, maybe, but Caprice had to really stretch to get that away.
Taken quickly, Eden. Back to Thomas. Eden again, forward towards Backinson. Touches forward towards Ladapo in the penalty area. Ladapo controls. With his left foot, goes for goal. Can't hit the target.
Nice, good move, though. The flick from Backinson just wouldn't sit for Ladapo in the turn and shot. Just waiting for it to come down. But if he had done, the defender would have been there. So he had to take it early.
Crocombe will have the goal kick. And Charlton needs to see more of that this second half. Players like Ladapo, May, got the goal threat and need. Likes of Backinson, as he did in the first half, taking up those positions on the edge of the penalty area. Charlton need to believe. They need to believe they can get back in this game. Crocombe with the goal kick. Ness does well to win their first header. Seddon up in the air. Bennett with a karate kick forward. That might have come off Connor Coventry last. No one knows. Everyone's guessed. And there will be a Charlton throw.
I think that should be a throw to Burton, personally. The referee is the one who's given it. The assistant down here gave it the home side's way.
Ness back. Those sort of passes need to tidy up for Charlton. It just slows everything down as Ness across to Maynard Brewer. Now Thomas out to left to Eden. He's on his right foot, so he has to take another touch. And now Coventry over the top looking for Ladapo. Headed away by Brayford, only as far as Dobson. All looking for Watson. Good challenge from Seddon. And now Bennett will look to break. Back to Helm. Behind him is Seddon again. He's got time to control. Back to Sweeney. Clears forward. Ness jumps, wins the header. Ball deflects down to Helm, but Coventry does well to regroup. Now Ness forward to Dobson. Coventry, that's a good ball to Ladapo, and now Dobson. It's good football from Charlton, who looked to break on the left-hand side. Dobson to Eden. The Addicts with numbers further forward now as Eden been held up by Oshalaja. Uses Backinson, cuts inside. Tariq Backinson with the cross, but Powell's able to clear that away. There's a better delivery than that, the Addicts. Backinson with the throw, back to Thomas, and now Backinson once more. Inside to Coventry. Uses Ness to his right. Ness across to Thomas. Teo Eden. Inside to Coventry. Now Ness, and again Charlton perhaps slow in possession, but still have the ball. Thomas to Eden. Slightly heavy touch invites the challenge, but he's glided past it. Inside to Alfie May, who's got space to turn. Looks for Ladapo, back to May. Burton slide in and managed to get a touch on the ball. Bennett look for Seddon, has to come across and try and keep this in play, and he's done so. Pull forward, will find Hugel somehow. Enough pressure from Jones, fair pressure according to referee. Coventry under pressure, does well to find Backinson. But May wasn't expecting the pass, and Powell has the ball again towards Hugel. Maynard Brewer steps out and heads to Ness. Inside to Coventry, and now Watson. Cuts inside and finds Coventry again. Switch of play towards Eden. Slightly beyond him, but Eden will get on the end of this. Forward to Ladapo. Controls the ball, the deflection might fall the way of Eden. Caprice slides in to get enough contact on the ball. The referee says yes.
It's another question mark for the referee. Eden just
might have been outside anyway.
Yeah, outside, but I think Caprice may have just got there first.
Hard to tell by that, but another nearly moment for the Addicts, but they need more of them. Crocombe with the ball forward, and that will go out of play for a Charlton throw. Watching again, it might have been right on the line, which would have meant a penalty if the decision was given. Jones across to Ness. Inside to Coventry. Now Backinson. Eden is further forward. So Eden looks for the cross towards the far post, towards Alfie May. Sweeney gets across and just about does enough. And Charlton will have the corner.
He needed to be there as well, Sweeney, didn't he? May have done really well to read where that was going and pull away.
Corner taken quickly. Coventry with the cross towards the far post. Backinson trying to get there, and I think he's fouled his man. He has. Towards the far post. It's a lovely cross from Coventry, an inviting cross towards the far post. But credit to, I think it might have been Brayford who, with a brave header away.
I think he accentuated the contact, but to make sure the referee gave the decision. But he got there first, which was the important thing from a Burton perspective. A lovely cross from Coventry. Charlton need more of that. Burton are going to make certainly one change here, maybe even two coming up. Quite early on in this second half.
Goal kick's taken by Crocombe, headed away by Thomas. Burton will have the throw. Ball's thrown forward towards Hugel, headed away by Jones, but again that goes out of play, and that will suit Burton, who will slow the game down. We've played going up to 60 minutes gone. 2-0 now Burton. If you tuned in late to this second half, it was Brayford poke the ball in to give Burton a 2-0 cushion. As the throw is over the top of Hugel, and Charlton will have the goal kick. As Maynard Brewer takes to Terrell Thomas. Thomas to Eden. Back to Terrell Thomas. Ball forward to Eden. Now Lloyd Jones. Across to Ness. And forward looks for May, but Sweeney should get there first. The ball did held up a little bit, but Sweeney gets there. Ball forward over the top of Ness. And Ness and Jones can't get to the second ball as Bennett gets there. Now Helm with the cross towards Hugel. Controls edge of the penalty area, goes for goal, blocked by Thomas, who heads it away. Caprice with a header forward, but Terrell Thomas did enough for Charlton with his defending.
Yeah, did well there, Terrell Thomas. Not just with the first one, but the second one.
Double change for Burton. Mason Bennett will be coming off.
Double change for the Brewers.
In comes Mustafa Carriel.
I wonder if Joe Hugel might be the other one, because he's played a lot of football since coming on loan. Yeah, it is. Joe Hugel coming off.
It will be Joe Hugel. But Rabala is the man to replace him. Who has been Burton Albion's regular striker of late.
Yeah, the top scorer in the league, at least with 5.
Charlton with the throw inside their own half, 2-0 down. The Addicts, they need a reaction, they need a goal to get them back into this game. This second half has been flat from a Charlton point of view. Marshall with the header forward. Thomas wins the second ball. Eden can't keep it in play, and Burton will have the throw again.
Yeah, I mean, the goal within 2 minutes of the restart was a kick in the solar plexus, really. And, taking the wind out of Charlton a bit, and we need to regain that momentum we had in the first half.
Moon to take. And towards the near post again. Atkinson underneath it. Header forward from Powell. Eden's clearance goes back into penalty area. Shalaja flicks it on, and very nearly another chance for Burton Albion. Maynard Brewer. Kick goes forward. Looking for maybe. He's not going to beat Moon to that. Header forward. Coventry down to Backinson. All the way back to Ness. Inside to Coventry. Now Ness again. Up to left to Terrell Thomas. Across to Eden. Ball forward to Backinson. Eden goes on the overlap. Backinson look for the cross, takes the deflection. Tanae Watson trying to get on the end of it. Eden's clearance goes back to himself and clears it away. And as far as Ness, chests it down to Dobson. Challenge from Carriel's a fair one. Then pokes forward, and Ness might have fouled Carriel, and he has done so.
Yeah, I don't think there was any contact, but he missed the ball, Ness, and Carriel over the top of his knee, gets the free kick. Sort of sums up Charlton's afternoon. That kick from Seddon could have gone absolutely anywhere, and it just went straight up in the air and back down to him.
Crocombe to take the free kick. The game's very much going the way that we expected it to in the first half. A bit slow, not pretty, and suiting the home team, that's for sure. Sweeney take the throw, and Charlton penned inside their own half. Might need to switch things up now, the Addicts, with the bench options that they do have at their disposal.
Yeah, something's got to give us a spark, hasn't it? Whether it be a
So throw comes in, the header back inside, and Thomas had to make the challenge. Coventry clears it away. Powell with the ball forward.
Yeah, as I say, we need a spark, whether it be a chance that we can create that just gets everybody lifted, or as you just said, a change in personnel that might just give us a lift, because it's a bit flat at the minute.
And Charlton to have Carnu, Fiorini, Cyrus Campbell. From the attacking point of view, Louis Watson. With a decent cameo against Peterborough last week. Ball down, Dobson over the top. Moon gets something on it. Caprice with a horrible ball forward that's ended up going beyond it, backwards. Groans from the home crowd, but maybe that's the spark.
Maybe that's the spark. We'll get it from anywhere, and we'll take it from anywhere.
Charlton going backwards with the throw, which just invites the pressure from Carriel.
That's frustrating.
Now Jones to Terrell Thomas. Thomas beyond one and manages to find Eden. He was under pressure, goes backwards. And the challenge from Oshalaja comes back off of Eden.
Again, I mean, Thomas did really well in a tight situation. There was a ball inside, went down the line, and Eden again had a ball inside that was possible, but decided on the more difficult technique of trying to skip past a man on the touchline, and ended up putting it out of play. Invites pressure on ourselves.
Throw forward, headed away by Thomas. Ball back in the pounds here again. Lack of organisation for Charlton causes a little bit of confusion, and Ness then steps across and clears it away. It's going to be another long throw. From Moon, Charlton with everyone back inside the penalty area. Burton Albion with 2 players on the edge as well. The box as the throw comes in. Terrell Thomas wins the first header, and Eden will clear it out of play, but it'll be another throw for Burton. He'll leave bodies forward. The throw comes in towards the near post. Backinson wins the header. Back into the penalty area. Backinson's there again, and Coventry flicks it forward. Comes down to Helm. Again, the edge of the penalty area. Ness wins the header. It's a good header of that. And Coventry across to Eden. The ball comes back to Coventry. And looks to switch the play across towards Alfie May. Sweeney wins that header. Touch from Seddon's loose, but he wins the second challenge against Tanae Watson. The ball goes out of play with 67 minutes played in this match. I'll hand you over to Terry Smith to lead commentate for the rest of the second half.
Cheers, Greg. Spark has yet to materialise. The Addicts remain 2-0 down, and certainly since that second goal have struggled to get into this game, and there's an example of that. Throw into Coventry, who try to cushion it back to Ness. Under pressure though from Catterhill, ball goes out of play. And Burton throw in an advanced position, just about 15 yards away from the corner flag.
I mean, unfortunately, too, it's our defence again. We found ourselves under more pressure this second half from long throws, from set pieces, and we're not winning the first ball cleanly enough, and we're looking to scramble it clear.
And this time the throw goes back to Caprice, who sends it into the box next with the header away, but it'll be picked up on the right-hand side. Oshalaja allows it to go to play for another Burton throw. Moon will come across once more.
Charlton have strengthened in defensive areas of Gillespie and Edmonds Green, both of them not quite ready for today. You just hope that those two can make a valid contribution going forward, because as we've seen today, despite Charlton playing better, although albeit second half not so well.
Ball into the box is dealt with by Ness, and almost tried to release Ladapo, but Powell just got there first, laid it back towards Crocombe. Ball forward looking for Oshalaja. Didn't come off the Burton man. Yes, it did. It will be a Charlton throw. Eden back to Thomas. Jones takes over on the edge of the Charlton penalty area. Now
It's a push up.
Ness on the right-hand side. Charlton deep. Dobson just in front of the back four. Steers it across to Ness. Got Watson on the outside. May coming short for it. And his ball back has been passed straight to Helm. Helm inside to Carriol, takes a shot, blocked by Jones. Back to Powell. Powell into Helm once more. Trying to get it onto his right foot. Gets it back to his left, out to Sweeney. edge of the area. Sweeney, ball into the box. Oh, and there's a touch coming in from Labala. He puts it over the bar.
He was offside anyway. I think Jones was aware and stepped across. And again,
sorry, mate.
I was going to say that Alfie May dropping deep, looking for support. It's just a careless ball back, but in truth that's come because Charlton are so far deep inside their own half that when they are inviting Alfie May, he's got no real options. He has to go backwards, he can't go forwards. Charlton need to push another midfielder on, I think. Maybe an attacking midfielder.
Dobson goes past Powell inside the Burton half, across to Watson. Thought about giving it to Ed, and instead goes back inside to Backinson. Little touch to Ladapo, who just couldn't control it. It's cleared away, but only as far as Ness. Out to the right-hand side, and Watson's facing the wrong way, though. Has to give it back to Ness, under pressure. Now inside to Coventry. Still got Eden out on the far left, and Thomas has found him. Ball forward, looking for May. Oh, it's May. Just couldn't get it under control. It was fizzed at him, rather, but he couldn't get it under his spell. And the ball ricocheted off his foot and away for a goal kick.
On a pitch like that, makes it even more difficult to control a pass. It's not an easy one. Looks like it's going to be 3 Charlton changes. Gillespie, Fiorini and Kanu are the 3 being introduced. Might see Kanu, May and Ladapo on the pitch, perhaps. Fiorini maybe will play a little bit slightly deeper, but maybe Gillespie will replace one of Jones and Ness, and Terrell Thomas will come to the right-hand side, the back 3.
Jones have got the touch there from the goal kick. It's now with Dobson on the right-hand side, on halfway, turning away from Helm. Gets the challenge in. Carriol stops it going out for a throw. And Seddon has it for the home side, inside to Powell. Under pressure from Ladapo, but he rides that. Ball out to Helm on this left-hand side. Helm. Ball into the box. An easy one for Maynard Brewer. Nobody close. So rolls it out to Terrell Thomas. And bring it forward on the left-hand side. Terrell Thomas up to halfway. Ball out to Eden. Backinson makes a run ahead. Eden still in possession. It's forced backwards. All the way to Jones. Inside to Coventry in the centre circle, out to Ness. Ball goes back inside to Jones. Charlton switch it. Coventry across to Thomas. He's trying to find Eden inside, who just about got there after a flick from Oshalaja. Eden looking to take on Oshalaja. Cuts inside. Ball infield to Dobson. Trying to touch it into Backinson. Does so. Backinson, ball into May. Oh, he's just taken off his toes as he went to pull the trigger. And it's away for a corner.
Well, I was just about to say, Tel, we've not seen enough of this sort of play from Charlton this second half, where we're looking one-touch football, playing forward. This second half's been much more pedestrian. We've not kept the ball well. We've been ugly to watch this second half, but that was some nice move. Backinson poking it forward towards May, and you've got to give credit to Moon. You've just got enough on the ball.
Coventry with a corner. That might be Dobson, I beg his pardon. Headed clear. Out to May. May is back out left. Ball into the box. Straight for 2. Oh, Crocombe, who flapped at this, and Ness picks it up for Charlton. Out to Coventry, but Powell is there, gets a foot on it, and gets it off Coventry, in fact, away for the Burton throw, and Charlton will make these 3 changes. First one off will be Terrell Thomas.
It surprises me slightly because Thomas is a bit more comfortable on the ball than Ness or Jones, unless, well, it looks like Ness is coming off as well. Might see a change of formation here.
Ness as well, coming off. Certainly Terrell Thomas is the first, Lucas Ness the second. Coming on for Lucas Ness will be Daniel Kanu. Not a direct replacement, I suspect, but also coming off, I think, is... oh no, I thought George Dobson was coming towards the bench, but it looks like it will actually be Connor Coventry coming off. Yeah, it is. Connor Coventry will be the next change. Coming on is Fiorini.
Luis Fiorini.
Yeah, I thought first half Coventry was effective for Charlton in possession. Looking to dictate play from midfield. I don't think we got the ball enough to him in the second half. I'm surprised he's coming off at this stage, though. I think set pieces have been good, and from a creativity point of view. But we'll see a change of formation for Charlton. I think maybe a diamond is what we'll see now. Looks like Gillespie will play centre half with Jones. Watson and Eden will be fullbacks. Dobson at the base, Backinson to the left, Fiorini to the right. May behind Kanu and Ladapo.
Gillespie gets his first touch as a Charlton player with a header from the throw-in. It's dropped to Backinson. Little ball forwards, cut out by Powell, who sends it into the Charlton half, which Jones comes back to deal with. Back to Gillespie, sends the ball down the line, looking for Kanu. Moon across, gets the interception away. And the ball out of the stands again. There's been quite a few going in that direction. It'll be a Charlton throw. Adjacent to the corner of the Burton penalty area on the left-hand side. Eden with it. May makes a run, gets the ball, tries to go back to Eden, blocked by Powell. May with the quick throw into the feet of Kanu. Kanu trying to tee up Eden, does so. Eden cross into the box, cleared away by Caprice. Oshalaja completes that clearance. And then Carriol goes past Dobson, but can't catch up with the ball. And it goes out for a Charlton throw, quickly taken into the feet of Backinson. Ball forward, looking for Ladapo. Interception coming in there from Sweeney. Ball out of play for another Charlton throw. Gillespie inside to Jones. Halfway inside the Charlton half, central position. Back out to Gillespie. Ball forward to Eden on the left-hand side. Oshalaja for company. Has to go back inside. Dobson offering himself, but it's back to Gillespie. Jones will take over in the centre. Watson on the right. Watson being pressured by Labala as inside to Jones. Again Gillespie to his left. Backinson has come short, as has May. It's May in a central position, turns away from his man. He's got Fiorini to his right. Horrible bounce, which Fiorini just about deals with. Has to give the ball to Jones behind him. Jones with Watson on the right-hand side. Nothing ahead of him for Watson, so just checks his run. Has to come back inside to Jones. Charlton going sideways, not really going forward at this stage. Dobson having his arm pulled. I think that was given by the fourth official. The referee gave nothing, and you saw the fourth official hold his mic as he said something. It was clearly a foul, I think. From
he held his arm. Yeah, he held his arm.
The referee just didn't see it.
But that was a prime example. Jones gets the ball. There's a break.
Ball into the channel, though, is too much for Kanu. It's gone straight through to Crocombe.
But there was a prime example of this second half in the summary for me, Tell. Jones has the ball. He has space ahead of him. He has movement from Fiorini dropping deep. He has May making a run over the shoulder, and he goes inside to Dobson, who has a player next to him. It's almost as if second half, since we can see that goal early in second half, we've gone back to the Charlton we've seen in the last couple of months, where confidence is lost. You're not looking for the forward pass. You're not looking for any sort of urgency. You're looking for the safe option. And the second half's been a poor performance from Charlton. First half, they're unlucky, the Addicts. They played well. They should have scored at least one. And it was a poor goal to concede, but this second half...
Oh, it was a ball forward, over the top, looking for the run of Labala. Needed Watson to come back and defend it, but he's had to concede the corner. There was a lot of head tennis going on while you were talking there, Greg, in that sort of set over on the halfway line. And eventually, it was almost like Burton lost a bit of patience and just launched the ball forward, but it caught Charlton out. And you had Labala and Carriol hunting it down.
But that phrase there, Tell, it caught Charlton out. Just the ball over the top.
Yep.
You've got to expect it. If you're playing that line, you've got to expect it. You have to defend it. You have to be aware of it. I don't think Tanae Watson or Lloyd Jones were quite on the same wavelength. Jones stepped out. Watson stayed with Carriol.
Corner on this Burton left-hand side comes in, headed away by Dobson. May will pursue it, but Helm is there first. He guides it back to Caprice. In turn, gets it back to Crocombe. Sends it forward. Seddon with the header in to Labala. It's a good block initially by Gillespie. But Labala gets to the return and finds Caprice on the right, taking on Eden. Caprice, ball into the box. Dobson on hand to clear it away, but only as far as Ladapo, who was in trouble. And Charlton have lost possession again. And it's with Caprice on the right-hand side, taking on Eden. Goes past him. Eden gets back. Headers it away. I can't tell, is it a corner? Yes, it is. We've had 79 minutes, Charlton still 2-0 down, and at the moment, you have to say, looking likely to get back in this game. And we said it immediately after the, well, not quite immediately, but not far after the second goal went in, that Charlton needed a spark. We were hoping the 3 substitutions might do it. As yet, it hasn't happened. And Burton have a corner. on their right-hand side. Charlton with everybody in the box. Corner comes in, swung into the 6-yard box, headed away by Watson. It'll be picked up by Helm on the right-hand side. Lifts the ball into the box again. Maynard Brewer comes and claims it well in front of a sea of bodies and rolls it out to Dobson on the left. Cuts into trouble, really, and Oshalaja gets a foot in. Fortunately for Charlton, Gillespie's there. He guides the ball across to Jones. Jones bringing it forward. He's got Watson to his right. Watson, ball into the channel, looking for Kanu. Will get there first, Kanu, but he's got 2 players for company. Seddon is the one that gets the interception in. And Burton had possession back. Oshalaja to his right. There's Caprice. Caprice with Labala making a run down the middle, but he checks back, goes backwards to Moon, who now sends it forward. Caprice would be offside. Gillespie with a free header almost, heads it straight to Moon. His header flicked on by Dobson. Gillespie's there once more. Again, a little bit of head tennis. Brayford gets the last header and finds Caprice to his right. Little touch from Carriol, but straight to Jones. The ball is on the floor as Jones finds May on the left-hand side for Charlton, in towards the edge of the penalty area. Looking for runners and support. It's provided by Eden on the left. Eden looks up, trying to get the ball into the box. It's deflected and cleared away up towards Labala. Jones is there, wins it for Charlton. Dobson will steer it left again. And on the left-hand side, can Charlton create something in this last 9 minutes of normal time? Eden on the left gets the ball into the box. Headed clear by Caprice. Jones, the first one to react for Charlton. To the inside to Gillespie. He's got Ferrierini on the outside, trying to find Eden on the left-hand switch. Caprice is there. Eden gets there first. Ball across. Kanu underneath this. Gets a shot, but it's into the floor. And comfortable in the end for Crocombe.
It's a wonderful ball from Gillespie. Eden does well, and it's a great cross from him as well. Kanu has time, but doesn't catch it right. The ball hits the turf and then back up comfortably for Crocombe. So Charlton are looking to Louis Watson now. I think I'll be tempted with Tyrese Campbell, just a bit of potential flair and ability to beat a man.
Jones gets his header to the goal kick. Fury flicks it on, but can't find Ladapo as Brayford clears it away. And then Oshalaja there just before Dobson, and again accentuates the result of the challenge. Goes down clutching his back, but there's a huge amount of contact as the home side will make the first change, or the next change I should say, and it's Chalk coming on. I think it's going to be Helm, the first goal scorer, is going to make way. The referee's over here talking to the fourth official. There might be a malfunction of sorts in the equipment. Unless he can't carry on, the referee. Is there a potential injury situation here? I don't know. Can't really. The view is blocked a little bit by a fourth official. He's certainly taken off his equipment, the referee, as he. I think the fourth official is going to take the place of the referee here. I didn't see what happened. I think I've just heard a sin-in-mouth calf. Maybe he's got an injury here, the referee. He's having to make way. Alan Young for Daniel Robinson, the fourth official. So there'll be a fair bit of added time here for this. There's a lot of equipment to swap over. But the fourth official will be the one. Whether or not the referee will then adopt the fourth official's role, if it's just muscular, maybe he can stand still, all right. But we're going to have a pause here while this takes place. If you're just joining us, which I guess is unlikely, but after 84 minutes of normal time, Charlton still 2-0 down. Now all in the first half, and 23 minutes from Mark Helm. Jim Brayford poking the second one just inside the second half. Charlton Really unlucky in the first half, you'd have to say, after dominating possession and chances, but since that second goal, haven't really been able to create a lot.
No, the second half as a whole tells just been the Charlton we've seen over the last month or so, in terms of suddenly going into a bit of a shadow, really. They're not looking to play their football. For first half, we dictated play. Even after Burton scored, it felt like Charlton were going to get back into this game comfortably. We're all sitting here at half-time, the Burton fans next to us saying it's one of the best teams they've seen this season in terms of the way we played, saying that you'll get a goal this second half, no doubt about it. And you know, you've got to give credit to Burton's second half. They've certainly made it more difficult for Charlton to play the way they want to. They got the goal early in the second half, which has helped in that regard, but Charlton just stopped the way they're playing. And they've looked to the bench to make a difference, but that hasn't happened as yet. The Dapo's about to come off. Louis Watson will come on. So May will go back up top with Kanu, you suspect.
Well, we've the change in officials is actually not the fourth official come. Fourth official is going to take over linesman's duties, and one of the linesmen, who I don't know whether assistant, I should say, is either going to be Jack Ford or Danny Guest is now the actual referee. I don't know which one is which, I have to say. But Louis Watson is on, and Ladapo is the player to make way.
The Dapo is 25, Louis Watson.
Yeah, I feel for Ladapo the second half. He's not really had any sort of service whatsoever. First half, we were getting the ball to his feet. He was spinning behind. He was bringing others into play. Second half, he's worked off scraps mostly.
Powell with the free kick when we resume. Sends it in towards the Charlton penalty area. It's gone past everybody, and I didn't see who that came off last, but it's just to be a goal kick. Sea of bodies in front of us, and it bypassed pretty much everybody. Well, yeah, just took a flick off of Brayford, I think. Charlton will have a goal kick, which taken by Maynard Brewer to Jones, out to Louis Watson on the right, but it's got to go back inside to Jones as Burton press high, across to Gillespie. Ball out to Eden. Eden forward up to Watson, little flick on, looking for Kanu, but Brayford read that and gets the ball clear. Gillespie gets behind that, but the header inside. Jones does well, actually, to reach. Dobson, though, can't keep control of the ball. Burton have it back and switched across here to Seddon on the left. Seddon, Powell inside, instead goes forward to looking for Carriol, who lost out to Dobson, and then there's a judge to a foul, George Dobson, but again, I think might have been a little generous.
That was never a free kick. Makes the challenge, gets the ball, but a break for Charlton.
Will the change of referee bring a change of fortune? There's an insensible foot for Kanu, but cleared away before he can get there. Eden's back on the ball now, being found by Gillespie. Fiorini to his outside. Ball forward to Watson. Combines the ball into the box from Kanu, to Kanu rather. Holds the ball up, back to Eden. Inside to Watson, Fiorini outside of him. Untouched football, ball into the box, cleared away. Dobson can't get there, but Gillespie will pick it up for Charlton. Jones just inside of him. Ball right to Watson. Again, nothing outside. May offers himself inside, but is forced backwards all the way to Jones once more. And Jones, no real option other than to go back to Maynard Brewer. Lloyd Jones again on the right. Watson to his outside. Going to be closed down immediately by Chalk. Ball into the channel, looking for Kanu. Seddon's across. Can he keep this in? He does, but can only find May. May, little back heel to Watson. Inside to Backinson. Little 1-2 with Watson. He gets it back, Fiorini. Now in the central position. Out left is Eden. Eden, ball into the box. Cleared away by Brayford. First to react from the cross. And Charlton will have a throw on the far side.
That sort of play we've not seen enough from Charlton. They build nicely. Backinson's not had a lot of touches this second half. In that final third, getting out wide to Eden. I think the cross wasn't a bad idea, but no Charlton player was really attacking that space.
Fiorini takes over for Charlton from the throw, finds Watson on the right. Watson, little touch to May again, facing the wrong way, and his attempted ball forwards cut out by Seddon. Picked up in the middle by Carriol. Bringing it forward, Carriol. May trying to get back and change to chase him. Dobson comes across, gets a foot on, or foot in interception. It's away for a Burton throw halfway inside the Charlton half on their left-hand side. The Addicts with, well, 40 seconds of normal time remaining, but there'll be a fair amount of added time here. after the change of officials. Sweeney with the ball.
I think he just said 9 minutes to Martin Patterson. He started complaining, and then when the explanation was given, he thought, actually, fair enough, we're quite comfortable at the moment. We'll take 9 minutes.
Jones has to defend the throw forward. It's going to be another throw, this time adjacent to the corner of the Charlton penalty area. Moon not coming across for this to take it long, so Sweeney's on throw duty into Carriol. Gets it back, Sweeney. Ball into the feet of Chalk. Back to Sweeney again, trying to lift it into the path. I thought there'd be an offside flag there, but nothing given as Seddon the furthest player forward, but Jones does well then, just to out-muscle him. And the ball rolls out for a Charlton goal kick. Taken quickly into the feet of Jones again. Dobson ahead of him. To his left is Gillespie. Charlton getting him out to change the charge forward on this left-hand side with Eden into Fiorini's feet. Fiorini, little check back to Watson. Watson trying to find Backinson, but back there is Carriol. Gets an interception in, it's cleared away. Jones with the header, left to Gillespie. Jones back inside, but still in the Charlton half. Into Dobson's feet. Got Gillespie free on the left-hand side. Ball forward to Watson's a good one. Watson turns, will come forward. Out to the left is Eden. Eden, ball into the box, looking for May, but it's cleared away by Seddon. Referee, the substitute referee, slips over. Don't have that put Dobson off. And Charlton managed to work it to May. Cleared away though by Sweeney rather. Jones out on this right-hand side will touch it to Watson. Chalk for company, try to take him on, and Chalk wins that battle and brings it forward for Burton. Watson, to his credit, comes back and does well to retain possession and then find Watson on the right-hand side. Skips past 1 and 2, keeps the ball in play. Inside to May, across to Fiorini. The Burton bench incensed, they thought that ball had gone out. Oh, and then the ball from Fiorini just took a bobble as he went to pass it. And as a result, the ball ends up out of play for a goal kick.
We've seen quite a few of those bobbles. I feel for players in those situations when it bobbles like that, because it looks like he's done something horrendous, but he's just taken his eye off the ball. He has hit that bobble. I think the ball went out of play on this left-hand side, but because there's no paint.
Not the first one, but the second one.
There's no paint on this side of the pitch. I don't think the assistant referee had a clear view. But let's be frank, Tell, this second half, Charlton have created nothing really. The Kanu opportunity where he volleyed it and he hit the floor was the only real chance I can remember. I might have missed one, but even that was, I mean, it was a chance, but it certainly wasn't a clear-cut chance in my opinion.
Well, Backinson has it for Charlton. He's under pressure, but guides the ball left to Eden. On halfway, Eden. Ball forward looking for the run of May, but that's going to go straight through to Crocombe.
Because if you're going to go long in those situations, you need more than Alfie May on his own up there. You need Backinson in that final third. You almost need a centre-half. Because if it does go towards May, what's he going to do? It's an ambitious ball.
Crocombe eventually gets the ball forward. A little pressure from Alfie May. Gillespie underneath this will head it forward. Doesn't reach Kanu, but Fiorini might be able to pick it up for Charlton. Leaves it to Eden, in fact. Eden inside to Backinson in the centre circle. Backinson with Watson overlapping. Inside to Louis Watson. Back to Backinson. Dobson inside of him. Gillespie with a bit of space to move into now. Gets the ball forward up to May. Sticks for May as well. Alfie May on the left side of the penalty area. Trying to make space for a shot. Gets it back. Another shot deflected away for a Charlton corner.
If Charlton are going to get anything out of this game, something needs to go in. May trying to work an angle, trying to get the shot away, but again, credit to Burton Albion, they've defended well. They've defended Alfie May especially really well this second half.
Fiorini's corner, near post, cleared away comfortably by Powell. Back to Eden. Eden, ball forward to Watson, left corner of the penalty area. Fiorini inside of him. Will get the ball into the box. It's a deep one, headed away by Sweeney. Alfie May can't get there. And, Burton trying to play it away, but well, Charlton almost got it back and then lost possession almost immediately, and it's out here with Seddon on the left-hand side. Inside of him is Chalk. Kanu does well to come back and challenge and wins the ball back for Charlton. Watson then goes back to Dobson. On halfway, Dobson will bring it forward. Ball forward to Backinson releases Kanu into the penalty area. Can he get a shot away? He does! Hits the crossbar! Daniel Kanu, so close to getting Charlton back in the game. Couldn't get over the top of it in the end. He was sliding as he hit it. Fantastic strike. Beats Crocombe, but not the bar.
Yeah, he's so unlucky, Kanu. Takes up a great position. And those sort of passes to Backinson is not what Charlton have been about this second half. That's great ball from Dobson. Beating the midfield line of Burton Albion. It's a lovely touch from Backinson on the half turn. Releases Kanu. He does well to get the contact in the end because he's sliding across. It was an awkward ball for him to control. And he hits the bar.
Burton Albion almost make a bit of a hash of clearing it, but Seddon recovers that situation and finds Chalk. Chalk with Backinson chasing him back. Chalk rides that challenge, but Dobson in with the next one. He has to concede the throw, though, to the home side, halfway inside the Charlton half. And get the feeling that Kanu chance was the one we needed. That going with only 3.5 minutes left of added time may have been the chance that got away. That could have sparked a revival. As it is, it's a Burton Albion throw, which Sweeney is quite obviously taking his time with. Throws it in, looking for Chalk. It's controlled actually by Lavala. Takes a snapshot straight to Maynard Brewer. Just telling everybody to go long and then rolls it short to Gillespie. This ball forward. Picks out Louis Watson. Little turn into Backinson. Louis Watson on the right. Finds Louis Watson ahead of him into the channel. Louis Watson touched away from him by Powell. Yeah, it is Powell. And he thought it was his throw-in. It's gone Charlton's way, though. So he goes back to back again. I don't understand that. Backinson will send it in towards the edge of the area. Fiorini's going to be comfortably out-jumped by Caprice. Ball runs to Eden, though. He looks like he's been dragged back there. The referee agrees.
The reason that's frustrated, Terence, because Kanu's held his man up in the penalty area, is screaming for the ball, and Charlton goes safe.
Gillespie now delivers the ball into the box, headed away by Brayford, and it's gone straight to Carriol rather. They'll bring it forward for the home side into the corner. May's trying to chase him. Carriol still in possession on. May has just taken Carriol out and will get a booking.
It's an awful challenge from Alfie May. It's pure frustration. It's an awful challenge in truth. Pure frustration and
a little bit fortunate that it's only a yellow, I think, because no, he near the ball. Only had one thing in his mind, Alfie May, and that was just to make sure Carriol didn't get past him. And with a minute and a half left of added time, inside have a free kick.
Oh, it's not pleasant.
Well, it wasn't studs up, I suppose, which saved him.
It's not a pleasant challenge whatsoever. I mean, Burton, you imagine, won't really mind right now, but I mean, Charlton have got to react straight away on Tuesday night. They need a performance. They need to get a victory because we're sinking towards a relegation battle. We can't overlook that fact.
Short free kick, and then Carriol gets the ball forward off of Backinson, and it goes all the way out for a corner.
And you look at the recruitment this January, and it's been really good so far and positive in terms of the names you're bringing in from the Championship, and you hope from a defensive point of view the reinforcements we've made this window will help for the rest of the season. But the facts are told, with Charlton's defensive record this season, unless that improves.
Again, just a short corner this time. Powell touch into Labala, and then Carriol takes over and goes past two Charlton men to the byline, and it needed the interception from Jones to stop Carriol getting any further. Louis Watson brings it forward. Chalk looks like he fouled Louis Watson. There's an attempt to stop him coming forward. The referee gives a free kick. And as Jones takes over, ball to Gillespie, out to Eden on the left-hand side. His ball forward, looking for Kanu over the top of him. Straight through to Crocombe in the Burton penalty area, and that's the final whistle. And the Addicts have gone down to a 2-0 defeat here at the Pirelli Stadium. Goal from Mark Helm on 23 minutes when the flick on from Hugill set him free, cut in on his right foot, dispatched the ball past Ashley Maynard-Brewer. And then that was despite the fact that Charlton largely dominated that first half and probably feel a little unlucky to go behind after good chances from the likes of Backinson. But the second half, a killer blow really. 2 minutes into that second half when Brayford pounced after Tony Watson couldn't deal with the ball into the box under pressure from Oshalaja. Brayford on hand to pounce to make it 2-0. And that really set the tone for the second half. Charlton couldn't get back into it despite making 4 subs. We were hoping for a spark that didn't quite come. And the feel-good factor and the positivity with the signings that we made in the transfer window just hasn't translated, unfortunately, yet onto the pitch. And Charlton going down 2-0 here, and the travelling fans not happy, it's fair to say, and understandably so. So to go through that, and to go through their ideas as to what can we do from here, and just to explain and run you through what's happened in the previous 99 minutes. We'll hand you back to the studio with Charlotte Brownie and Curbs.
Thank you, guys. 99 minutes, and that second half feels like 99 more problems, really. I think it's safe to say, even on a personal level, the mood and optimism I had ahead of kick-off and the feeling now, I just can't quite marry the two. Brownie, we haven't scored and we haven't picked up any points. That second half came as a bit of a surprise, really. I expected us to push on.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the encouragement from the first half was that we were creating opportunities and did look dangerous. And if you'd have said we were going to go and lose that 2-0 after 45 minutes, I'd have gone, no, I can't see that coming. But let's be honest with you, it was an abject second half performance. And the first goal was poor, the second goal, I mean, you can't just keep doing that. You just can't. And
we're just talking off air, you know, we let 12 goals in the last 6 games. So you're talking about like having to score 3 goals to get anything, you know, or at least 2, but we've got to score 3 goals to win something at the moment. And, you know, all the signings have come in. Obviously, Michael can't play them all, but, you know, he's given a few of them a game today. But it was a decent first half. We didn't deserve to be 1 down, but we find ourselves 1 down, and it's a mountain to climb for us because we don't look as if we can keep a clean sheet. So, you know, and the goals have dried up somewhat. So, yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment.
Do get in contact with us in the studio. We wait to hear from head coach Michael Appleton, but in the meantime, I can share your thoughts on the 99 minutes. I can pose your questions to the guys in the studio alongside me. Curbs, I cannot imagine, well, I imagine it is incredibly frustrating to concede goals like that at any minute of the game when you're a manager. But when you've just delivered your half-time team talk and you concede a goal like that, how's Michael Appleton feeling?
It is game over, isn't it? You know,
because it's the manner of it as well, right?
Yeah, you're 2-0 down away from home. Yeah, a long throw. It's not dealt with. It bounces off one of our players straight into the path of one of theirs, and it's finished. And you know, if you want a sign of frustration, is that it's a long throw. They've got the touch. They got
hooked back in.
Yeah, and it's bounced kindly for them. You know, at the moment that wouldn't happen to us. If it was up the other end, that wouldn't happen to us at the moment because that's the way it is. You know, we're struggling. We can't get a win. And, you know, these are the sort of goals that go in. But I'm more disappointed with the first goal. I think that, you know, these sort of things, everyone's having a challenge. Everyone's being aggressive. It's not bounced kindly for us. But it's the first goal. Going 1-0 down the way we did, you know, after playing so well in the first half. Let's be honest, we did play well in the first half and we should have been in front. But we let a real poor goal in, and it's another mountain to climb in the second half.
Brownie, it's not nice for any of us to have to dissect these goals in the way that we do and analyse them. But we've conceded, I think, 41, is it now? 41 goals this season.
The third worst.
These aren't, unfortunately, one-offs. These are quite consistent problems now.
So what you look into is when you're third worst defensive record in the league, you have to look into... One, it's very easy just to see these 2 goals we've just watched or seen today and go, this player's not good enough, that's not good enough. But ultimately, do you start looking at the overall system of all the players in terms of what's protecting in front? You know, are there individual errors at times when we've been in control of a game that have cost us? And it's a multitude of things actually this season. It's not just one department. but we are particularly vulnerable defensively, and if we see that again one more time, I don't know if we're going to, but if we see it one more time again, if you look at where the long throw comes in and then bounces in, it comes out to the edge of the box. Here we go. So if you look how many we've got there, 2, 4, 5 players at the front post, all right? And then it comes out to the edge, we make a clearance, and we've said this on multiple occasions. When that comes back in, look how many are ball watching, and look how many Burton players get into the middle of our 6-yard box. So we've gone from 5 at the near post defending a header to look at how many Burton players are in that 6-yard box. Where have all our players gone? You know, it's quite basic. You see out the phases. You just stay tracking your men, stay next to, or get into the middle of the 6-yard box where most goals are scored from. We say it all the time. Highest percentage of goals come from in between the 2 goalposts. And then you see that over and over again, and it becomes extremely frustrating. Frustrating for us, frustrating for the management team, frustrating for the supporters. But at some point, do we keep trying to be this open team playing out from the back, playing through the units, creating these wonderful goals but conceding? Or do we have to think about protecting ourselves defensively a bit more? That lies with the manager, and that's why these guys want to be in the technical area. That's why they like being managers, to make all these decisions moving forward. But yeah, it can't continue that way, and you have to identify, is it a team setup, an individual, a unit, and start going for it and going back to the basics. Now, hopefully, we're going to make I'd imagine there's going to be changes along that back line and etc., etc. And again, do you look at George Dobson's role? You know, do you look at him being in front of that back four?
I don't know what you can do. We've got a game on Tuesday. They get back late tonight. They come in tomorrow to see who's fit and who ain't, and etc. You've got a bit of training on Monday, and that's it. So I think Michael's just going to have to rely on your playing. Yeah. You know, get on with it. You know, the games are coming thick and fast. But we're in a terrible run at the moment, and as I just said earlier, letting 12 goals in the last 6 games, you know, it makes it very, very difficult. If you're averaging 2 goals a game, it makes it very difficult to pick anything up.
There's 2 things really I'd like to get your thoughts on. One, that idea that when you're a team and when you're a squad, of course you have to defend as a unit, and of course you can highlight individuals, and more often we do, and more often or not they're probably a centre back or one of the 3. So that balance between when you defend as a unit and defend as individuals and doing your individual roles responsibly. Second, I was slightly surprised, and I imagine maybe there are supporters as well, that we've gone and got the quality we wanted from higher divisions, but not put them in the team straight away. What would have... Michael's in a difficult position because he wants to keep, you know, everyone on board, I suppose, but I'm a bit surprised we didn't feature them more today, or so late on.
Yeah, probably Michael's looked at the training and thought, I'm better off sticking with people that know what I want, and then gradually introduce the signings. But I'll just go back to the first goal. We're talking about individuals, so you know, Jones, the way he defended that. But then Brownie's talking about as a unit. What should happen is as Jones is defending Helm, I think his name was, the rest of the team know what he's going to do. You know, is he going to show him down the line?
My concern watching this again, Curbs, is the 11 looks a little bit free to roam. I'm not quite sure we knew exactly where he was either.
No, but what I'm saying is...
Peeling off.
Jones, what is he doing to affect Helm? Nothing. He's allowed him to run into the box and then get his shot off. If he gets closer and shows him down the line and gets done for pace, that's a different thing. But he's not got anywhere near him. So by the time Helm gets into the box, he's got him on toast. He can come inside on his right foot and shoot, or he can take him down the line again. As a centre-back or as a full-back in that position, you've got to dictate to the forward. Once the forward starts dictating to you, you're in trouble. And what I'm saying is, with our squad or whatever, we had certain rules when we got to that decisive point. And we all knew what we was all trying to do. So I think when you're talking about individuals, we defended that like individuals. And we have done on quite a few occasions, the quick free kick the other week where, you know, we wasn't watching and they've played him in and they've crossed it and scored. Things like that shouldn't happen. As a unit it shouldn't happen, as individuals it shouldn't happen. But Jones got left on his own there, and I don't quite know what he was trying to do as a defender. How was he putting Helm off? He wasn't doing anything to take the initiative. Helm had the initiative all the way into the box. It
came as a real stark moment as well, because we'd started the game
we played well
so brightly. I think being in the wing-back role is probably one of the hardest, because you have to have the stamina and appetite to be able to go up and down the pitch. And we're seeing in these clips here the Charlton chances, the likes of Eden and perhaps to a lesser degree Watson getting involved in those attacking opportunities. But when you've got the third worst defensive record in the division, and now we are being dragged into a very realistic relegation battle, Brownie, those priorities, do they have to change a little bit, or do you have to stick to the principles?
Again, it's dictated to by results, and our results are at a point where you might have to forego the way that you want to play and get back to winning games first and foremost. And then when you return to winning games and a bit more confidence comes back, you might be able to go. I mean, that's a good opportunity in terms of how we've created it, but it's a half chance. That's a really difficult finish. All the chances we've seen, this here, that is tight. That is really tight. And it's the 12 for me. He runs off the back of the 2 and comes across behind the 12, and it's the 12 that's slightly deeper. So don't look at the one directly next to Alfie. Look at the one across from that, who I think is playing him on. But this is a great save. You know, if I'm honest with you, Crocom's been in good form, like really good form. But we've not really tested him second half.
These two chances came within 60 seconds, didn't they?
But in 2 great saves. One with, one away to his left and one down low to his right.
No, but we was unfortunate to go in 1 down.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
But once again, our defensive frailties have let us down. If we'd have gone in at 0-0, it might have been a different game altogether in the second half. But we've gone in 1-0 down again, and we didn't deserve that because of the chances we created. But we did deserve it because of the way we defended.
It's going to be no surprise that the number of chances are limited in the second half. Do you think, Brownie, that the timing of the goal almost just racked up that sort of sense of nervousness and anxiety, which is why we saw us create so less? Or we have to credit Burton to a certain degree in that they figured us out relatively easily?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a case of figuring us out. I think it's a case of, so if they would have gone in with a game plan in the first 45 minutes and they didn't figure us out, if you know, as a want of a phrase, to stop us creating opportunities. The goal, the timing of the goal knocks the wind out of your sails, because we sat here at half time and we still thought, and I don't mind admitting this, even though we've lost, is that I thought we'll score. And when we score, there'll be a momentum swing. And when there's a momentum swing, it's about Burton holding on. And actually, we conceded within what was it? 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes. And so if your player come out the tunnel and you set off in that second 5, and then all of a sudden you're 2 down, and like Kerb says, it's a stretch to get a 2-2. It's almost impossible to come back and win 3-2. So that knocks the wind out your sails. Energy levels started to drop a little bit, if we're honest. And actually, they saw out the game quite comfortably in the end, I thought.
No, I think, Michael, sometimes you think, let's get another game in as quick as possible. I don't know if that's the case now for Tuesday night, because there's no chance of getting any work done, really. The players just have to turn up and get on with it. And this ain't going to be an easy place Tuesday night. It's not going to be it's not going to be a big crowd. And as I've said often, you know, the players can hear everything. And I just hope they don't go in their shells, because if they're not expressing themselves, then it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, you've also got the added, it's going to be stormy Tuesday night, isn't it? So you've got poor conditions, which probably why the crowd's going to be lower. You've got changes again because of the result, because of the performance. You're going to see more changes, and we're getting further away from what we want to see, which is stability, players being relied upon week in, week out. And you made a point about Northampton not playing today, and I said, well, it's uncommon. If we got a result today, I'd have fancied us Tuesday. And now you're like, more changes, lack of confidence. It's another game without a win. You know, so it'd be interesting. Northampton have had, you know, they're you know, when you manage a team like Northampton, you come up to League One, expectation levels are not like they are here. So you're having a bit of, I mean, they're in a great position league-wise. So I think it's a great time to meet us at the moment, and it's down to us to turn all this around. And the group's got to stay together, that's for sure. It's got to stay united behind the scenes, and it's got to show some massive character and heart.
Do you want to know one optimistic note for Tuesday?
Scott's in the studio, and he's got a good record, has he?
Scotty's back in the studio. When you were talking about a storm and how dreadful the conditions are going to be, I'm thinking of me down there pitch side. But you know what? Yeah, Scott's back in the studio for that one. But put all the jokes aside, I look back on the Alfie May penalty shout, Canoe rattling the crossbar, Terrell Thomas almost scoring an absolute worldie, and there are big moments.
We shouldn't have found ourselves 1 down, that's for sure. I'm convinced it's a penalty. Yeah. And we've had some half-decent chances to have scored, but we didn't. And our frailties then are there for everybody to see. Defensively, we can't keep a clean sheet.
A key word is frustration, and perhaps we were slightly lucky. I mean, Alfie, bless him, tracking back in the very dying seconds of the game, making this challenge. Look how hard he's working. It does to a degree, doesn't it?
He doesn't really need to do this, but he's just completely frustrated and fed up, and that's a sending off, to be fair. He's caught him knee-high, and it's just out of complete and utter frustration. You know, he didn't need to run back and make that tackle, but I just think he's showing there his frustration and everything else that's gone on today.
You just got that hung, you can see, can't you? He's got his head down, he's trying to do absolutely everything, tracking back at that stage. And I suppose, Brownie, when things aren't going your way, even when you're trying to do things productively and positively and have an impact, it ends up coming in something that looks quite rash and thoughtless in the end.
I think he's got away with that because he's a centre forward, and I think the referee has said, he's realised the frustration in the game today, because that's a sending off.
It's a really... The more you see it and the more they slow it down, the more...
It could have hurt him.
Yeah, and actually I think the guy, it was Carroll, and I think his reaction to just standing up has done Alfie a bit of a favour, because if you get, a certain type of player who rolls 6 times towards the byline, he could, and the crowd, elevates the noise, he could have been in a bit of trouble there. But it wasn't to be in that respect, and so thankfully he doesn't get the sending off. But yeah, it's one of those ones where you can look again, and you shouldn't, because statistically everything is in our favour today. But the most important statistic is the top line, and we've lost 2-0.
Stuart asks why our throw-ins always go backwards, and he does also add that his son is going to be our lucky mascot on Tuesday. So thank goodness we don't need to dip into the January transfer market when we've got a lucky mascot on his way. And Paul from Hampshire asks, what would Curbs do next, given the form?
Well, it's difficult because I don't know the players. I don't think there's much he can do, Michael, except put out a similar side, because there's not enough time to do any work unless there's an injury. I like Gillespie when he came on. I like the look of him, so perhaps he might start him. And I think that perhaps the rest of it might stay the same.
John Kempsing says, with lots of new signings and still being, in his opinion, comfortably beaten, where do you think we can improve?
Yeah, see, whatever you name now, you're thinking that I'm going to be critical of the individual that you want to replace. But I agree with Curbs. I was surprised, no slant against, but I was surprised, particularly when we talk about 41 goals against, etc., that Gillespie hasn't come in the side today. So that might be an area that gets changed. Does Reg come in as a wing back? I don't know. Again,
better explain who Reg is.
Well, without looking at my sheet, I don't want to get the name wrong. So let's go Reg, because that's what came into my brain first. We'll go Reg. Edmonds Green comes in at wing back, maybe right-sided centre half as well. There are options for Michael, but sadly, I think we're going to see changes again.
It's the other side of it as well. What have Northampton got? You've got to think about that as well, which we ain't quite sure about. So that'll come into Michael's...
Ladapo playing 2 in 3 days.
Yeah.
He sort of run out of steam in the second half. And of course you want him to start, but can he? And things, to me, when you look at sports science, seems to have a really big say in how many games you can play in a certain amount of time, and that has changed, and probably for the better. But in terms of, measuring where Fred is at, you've got a little job to do over the weekend.
And when you consider that he's come in and he's not been playing a lot of football, so he's not lasted 90 minutes. If Alfie May would have got himself sent off there today, where would it be? That would have been a 3-match ban. You know what I mean? And them sort of things happen when you're having a run like this. You lose your centre forward for 3 games on something stupid. So thankfully, he never got the red card, because we'd be struggling Tuesday night.
Bill from Luton asks, do we see enough of the ball being played forward from the back?
Well, I think that's the way football is at the moment. Everyone's obsessed by 2 things: possession football, and everyone looks at the stats. But when you look at the stats, most of the possession is in your own back 4 or your own back 5, where you're going nowhere. Yeah, so I think if we're going to play 2 up top, then I think Michael has introduced the long ball. So,
it seemed to work for us on that second half against Peterborough. We were far more direct and aggressive, and it was one of the points we made at the break, wasn't it? That it was nice playing this sort of certain style of football, but perhaps we needed to impose a bit more physicality and aggression on the final third in particular.
Different game. We were pegged back for pretty much 45 minutes, so it was an obvious thing to see. We were the better side first 45 minutes. So when you say about playing a different style second half, the goal changes everything. We actually played a certain style first half and with a better side. What I would say is that Burton are comfortable out of possession. They're low 40%. That's their average. They're one of the worst in the... Worst is the wrong way. That's their style.
Yeah.
That's their game.
Yeah,
it's full. Yeah, absolutely. Set up to counter-attack. And they're comfortable with that. It's a bit like West Ham in the Premier League. They're the same sort of thing, 38, 39%, but they're good at what they do when we're in transition on the turnover. And Burton are in a spot. They had a real spate of results early on. Then they had a really poor run where they sacked their manager. You know, they're coming from a place where that, you know, with their budget, potentially that's how they have to be. Solid defensively, counter-attacking on sides. It was down to us, second 45, to go and get back into that game and win it, and we couldn't produce a performance to do that. So in terms of, you can't be critical of the first half in the way we played, but this is what I'm saying about in-game management. Like, if you go 2-0 down and you continue to play across the back, and we had 70-odd% possession today, if you continue to play across the back and into midfield and you're getting nowhere and you're losing 2-0, maybe there is an element where you've got to go, right, let's go direct here. We're fighting for our lives and let's go direct first.
Especially when you've got two strikers.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got two up top.
Yeah. But these are all decisions for the, you know, this is why, with all due respect, this is why guys, they take on that position because they want to be in that position, but it comes with, it's in the territory that you come under pressure when things aren't going your way.
I think Michael's got to get on the bus and he's got to think about the opposition first, or a lot of people may think, let's think about us first, but you don't know what good points Northampton have got and what are their bad points. We don't know it, but you know, obviously they've done their homework, and that would determine quite a bit of it. Can he give other people some of the signings? Can he give them a game? You know, that's for him to decide, but make no mistake about it, I think the pressure's on us. Northampton to turn up here and look at this and go, yeah, this ain't bad. And let's enjoy ourselves if we can, knowing that they're playing against a team that's under real pressure at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're 7 points off of the bottom three now, and Burton leapfrogging us as well.
It's the run. You know, what's the run in one winning?
We've won, what was it, Charlton? 28th of November, Curbs. Okay. If you'd have said after that game, we're not going to win again till X, and it was into the 2024, you would not have guessed that. You wouldn't have. And it is turning into a bit of a concern. What's that? Nine league games without a win.
We've got to pick up a win.
You wouldn't have called that back at the end of November. But sadly, that's where we're at, and it needs a bit of character, you know, to dig deep and get ourselves out of it.
Well, look, I'm pleased to say that hopefully I should be joined now by head coach Michael Appleton. I'm just going to test and make sure that you can hear me, Michael. Are we coming in clear from South East London?
Yeah, I can hear you, Charlotte, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, look, Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Defeat on the road. What's your initial assessment of that 90 minutes?
Obviously disappointment being the top of it. Little bit of frustration in there as well because of how well we played in the first half and the numerous opportunities we created in the first half and still come away with nothing at half time. Disappointing. Them to have one half chance and come away with a goal and take the lead, obviously from the defensive point of view, should have been dealt with a lot better. But again, obviously the timing of the goal in the second half and the way the goal came about clearly it was a sucker punch and really took sting out of us.
Like you mentioned there, we dominated possession, plenty of chances in the first half. We felt like we should have had a penalty in that opening 45 minutes as well. But as you alluded to, in the second period, our chances seemed to dwindle and they fizzled out at quite an alarming rate. Is there anything you can immediately put your finger on why that happened? Do you think it was the timing of the goal or something a bit deeper than that?
No, yeah, well, the timing of the goal didn't help, but the biggest issue is stop passing the ball forward in the second half, and that comes down to character and responsibility. You know, in the first half, we mixed it up quite well where we looked to get in behind because they got quite a high line at times and played on the angles into the strikers pretty well. But then obviously in the second half, you know, there was too many sort of players in the group who had opportunities to pass the ball forward. You know, we've got two strikers there, two willing runners. And we turned them opportunities down, and that sort of reflected in how the game sort of went in that second period.
Obviously, you can try and influence things from the sidelines, but of course you have to rely on the players to have that element of game management as well. Was that something that you felt was lacking, and how we couldn't then just carve our way back in or even halve the deficit?
I mean, we had some really sort of good moments in around the edge of the box that just, whether it's the way to pass, type of run, cross, hitting the first man, didn't happen for us. And, you know, when you do that on 2 or 3 occasions, by the time it comes to the 4th and the 5th, you know, they're dropping back a little bit more, and you seem to end up playing in front of them rather than down the sides and behind them. And so it looked far too comfortable for them to sort of see the game out in the second half than what I would have liked. And, you know, like I say, from a responsibility point of view, we've all got to take collective responsibility. I take responsibility for the results, and the results haven't been good enough. And, you know, we have to find a way of making sure that improves.
Absolutely. You made some changes around the 73rd minute mark. Were you tempted at all to do anything earlier than that?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, but I think it was one of them where we tried to find a way to encourage them to pass the ball forward a little bit. That's why we changed the shape. Obviously, in the free, it certainly worked in the first half. I was patient and played through them a little bit, but say in the second half there was too many players turning the opportunity down. So it was just a matter of, like, you know, what that back four looks like, who plays at the base of the diamond, who plays at the top of it.
Conceding goals is dragging us into some problems, and today's just seemed to expose our vulnerabilities. I know there's not a lot of time between now and Tuesday night, but I just wondered what your thoughts were on how we can really, really tighten up and eliminate those goals that must be so frustrating for you to watch and see on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, the first one is actually easy, coachable in terms of, you know, like from a defensive point of view, I think you've got to try and make the goal smaller, not bigger. So in those moments, first and foremost, we've got to be braver when we engage. That caused us an issue last week against Peterborough. We spoke about it, about making the goal as small as you can to give Ash the best, obviously, opportunity and angle to make a save. And to get done on it again today was a big disappointment.
We've got some great signings through the door. I know all 6 travelled with the group today. Obviously, we're not entirely sure how many of them have trained, how many minutes they've had with you, but will you be looking perhaps to introduce and make some more debuts on Tuesday evening?
Absolutely. You know, the reality is that the players, or we believe that the players that we have brought in had an upgrade, and that's not being disrespectful, but an upgrade on what we have in the building, and they come here to play games of football. You know, what they think of themselves as being championship players, so they'll get the opportunity to sort of come in and prove that and show that, and and then once they cross the white line, hopefully it's down to them to deliver.
Michael, what kind of patterns of play and things that you saw us do well in phases today do you want us to see and bring to the Valley on Tuesday?
Well, obviously it's going to be a different opposition, first and foremost. I thought in the sort of wide areas, the sort of patterns with the wing backs and the wide centre halves was quite good at times, because what we did was we found the 8s a lot more in that first half with Dobbo and Bakes. But obviously against different opposition, you know, it might be that we have to play with a two holding, depending on, obviously, you know, what response we get from our wing backs in terms of Tane and Teo, and being able to sort of turn them around again.
We all, of course, desperately want to turn that corner and pick up that victory. We're back in action again on Tuesday. Is it actually quite nice to have that opportunity to come back to the Valley so quickly after today?
It is for myself, and I certainly hope the players feel the same way. And, you know, I was always the same as a player, and always have been in all the games I've managed so far. You know, the reality is when you get a result like we have today, you know, it's okay saying it'll be nice to have a week on the training pitch, but for me personally, and I fully hope and expect the players have got the same attitude towards it, that, you know, Tuesday can't come quick enough, and you know, we get an opportunity to get on the front foot again like we were in the first half, and hopefully get ahead in the game, get our noses ahead, and obviously take the game away from Northampton.
Michael, thank you so much for your time, and have a safe journey back tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Cheers, Charlotte. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Paints a frustrated picture, as you would be when you're probably looking back on some big moments, some elements of the game plan that were executed, but 2 sloppy goals in the end, paying the harshest price of all.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where you can kind of half accept the first one. We've all played in performances where you've been on top and you've been a bit unlucky. You've come in 1-0 down, but the second half is a little worrying. It's the way, you know, the timing of the goal, which we've all said does kill the performance. But even then, I thought there was enough quality within the team to at least threaten more than we did second half, and we sort of faded out, which give them a little bit of credit. 2 goals up, defended quite well. Carnu's shot's the only real... Oh, there was a volley in there as well from Carnu, wasn't there? And we said that's actually a little bit of a chance. He should drive it with his laces and drive it down into the ground and come onto it and meet it, and he didn't. So there was 1 or 2 opportunities, but not enough. You know, there wasn't enough second half for us to sit here and go, we definitely deserved something out of that second half performance. There wasn't enough there, and all you can do, and we've all been there, we've all been in terrible runs, is come out and you have to just keep working hard on the training ground. You have to keep believing in yourselves as a group. You have to show a lot of character to fight and get that first win. And then when the first win comes, it's about building on the confidence and morale. But whilst we're sat waiting for that first win, you're sitting here and it's really frustrating. It ruins everybody's weekend. Let's be honest with you. It's not easy. This isn't an easy thing to do when the team's on the run. It's in. It's not easy for Michael to come on. The team's struggling. Fans are negative, and actually it's down to those players. It's down to the players to stick together and start finding a way to dig out and win games when you're in a poor situation, and that takes an awful amount of character and mental strength.
Curbs, it's not easy being a football manager, is it? What did you make of Michael's assessment? He's probably like the most raw initial assessment as well, because we drag him out here so quickly to have a chat with us that he'll probably think differently.
Yeah,
maybe.
when you're struggling and the form we're in at the moment, that first half epitomises it. That you're the better side. You've created enough opportunities to score, and you end up 1-0 down, and you're up against it again. And then you come out for the second half after a team talk where you've probably encouraged everybody because of that first half. Then suddenly you go 2 down after 5 minutes, and it's a long way back. I'll be interested to see his team selection on Tuesday, simply because of what he said. Look, there ain't a lot of time. You've got to know the plus points and the minus points of Northampton before you can even think about what you're going to do. It's no good making a change and the Northampton player is their best player coming into the play. You've just brought in, that sort of thing. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see his team selection, I think, on Tuesday. But whatever he does, as Brownie said, them players have got to stand up. And it ain't going to be the best atmosphere here. And as I said earlier, you can hear the groans from the crowd. So whatever happens, the players mustn't go in the shell. They mustn't be negative and not go out and express themselves. And that's what being a professional footballer means. When it ain't going, it's all right when it's going well, but when it's going bad for you, people got to stand up and be counted.
They absolutely do. Well, look, coming up on Charlton TV later on tonight, we will have extended highlights of today's game against Burton Albion. From early next week, Charlton TV subscribers will be able to watch today's production back in full. We're back here on Tuesday for our home league game against Northampton Town. You can purchase your match pass now for £10. Scott will be here for that one, joined by Brownie and Curbs. Well, that is just about all we have time for here at the Valley. Gents, thank you as always.
Always a pleasure.
Give me a little wave on Tuesday when I'm there in the storm.
If we can lift our hands with the cold. Not looking forward to Tuesday.
No, but onwards we move nevertheless, and we are searching for that all-elusive win. We feel like we're going to turn that corner eventually, and hopefully Tuesday night will provide that said chance. Thank you as always for your support. Thank you for joining the three of us. Until Tuesday, goodbye.
Well,